not just a case. You're not just a client. You're a person, and you deserve support. You deserve simplicity. You deserve communication. When you hire an attorney, you deserve clear, risk-free advice that guides you to the best possible outcome in your injury case. And that's exactly what the advocates have been providing for over 30 years. After your accident, you deserve closure. You deserve compassion. You deserve peace of mind. You deserve an advocate.
This is The Monty Show, the truth in sports talk streaming. When you want unbiased opinions about your favorite team without the spin, all you have to do is find The Monty Show, streaming live and available 24 hours a day, 7 days a week on YouTube. And now, here's Monty.
It never fails.
Oh.
This never fails. If something bad is going to happen, it is while the credits are rolling. It is, let's just spill stuff and this is closed correctly. I want to point out that here on the Monty Show, this is closed correctly, yet it just leaks everywhere. Let's just have it. Let's just leak our fluid everywhere, Jake.
Yeah, I mean, leaking your fluid everywhere is clearly the game plan of life, and that's the best way to go about it.
Good night. So we're just good. We're going to choose violence today. That's what this is going to be now. Okay,
bro.
That's fine. Good morning. I'm gonna just head out. I'm gonna head back to bed. Right? Like, I'm a mess. And no, thank you. No, I have a towel already. Thank you. Yeah, just everywhere. And then I knock this thing off my table and
time for a new shaker bottle.
Little pee comes out. It's fine. The Monty Show is always presented by the Advocates at theadvocates.com. The best injury attorneys in the business, 24/7, 365. You can get clear, risk-free advice when you need it, where you need it, and how you need it. Is that a phone call? Is that a FaceTime? Is that in person in a hospital room or your living room? That's where the Advocates will be. They are ready to serve you when and how you need it, where you need it. And the best part is it won't cost you a dime out of your pocket. You never pay the Advocates unless and until they win your case. You never reach into your pocket. You never pay a consultation or a retainer fee. You don't pay the Advocates unless and until they win your case. So talk to an injury attorney, 24/7, 365 at theadvocates.com. Yeah, I mean, I really should do the Taylor Swift and shake it out, right? Like, that's what I should just pump the arms and stuff. Damn it, boy, you could screw up a wet dream by spilling your cup. Exactly right. Yes. Joey Harper, look who's back. Joey Harper's back. Monty got himself a Pac-12 cup leaking fluid everywhere. Exactly.
Because it's garbage.
Exactly right. Yeah, I just, how funny is that? Like, and it's a nice shaker cup. This isn't like some dime store shaker cup.
Right.
And again,
it's got to have a tiny crack in it, man.
It's somewhere, something, because it's coming from somewhere. That's what, he said. But it's incredible. This is like the second time in a week that's happened.
Yeah.
And I'm really careful not to like over tighten my shaker cups because that's what happens. They crack and stuff. Jake's face was priceless. That's what she said. God damn it. My roommate does not know how to aim. 36 and still basically aims at the floor. Okay. Wow. So it's going to be that kind of day.
Bro.
It's going to be that kind of day.
How are we getting urinating on the floor references, dude? Come on.
Wait, how do you have a roommate? I thought you were married. You just had
he's divorced. No, he's divorced now, I think. I could be wrong.
No, he just paid for a wedding planner.
You can't be divorced, Jeremiah. You have to clarify, bro.
Come on, man. Come on. Doug O'Reilly, what is the next chapter in the BDM saga today? He sent me a bunch of videos.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
He did send me a bunch of videos. We'll get to that. Yeah. Happy birthday, Big Daddy Magic.
Yeah. Happy birthday.
It is February 4th. Yeah. Happy birthday. Whatever. Like, you're so unenthusiastic about it. Right? Like, hello, Las Vegas. Frog and Minor late. Well, be on time next time.
Yeah.
You know, we better be talking about NBA trade deadline. Well, the Jazz made a massive trade yesterday. Are you surprised they spent money, Jake? Because the trade that the Jazz made with Jaren Jackson Jr., before we get to the PAC West merger and stuff, yesterday was a massive day of NBA trades.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, are you surprised? I mean, I think the Jazz trade is bigger than the James Harden trade. Like,
yeah, I mean, I think the Jazz trade. Look, I think the immediate reaction to the Jazz trade is that it puts them on a different arc, which it does. I agree with that. I think that the Jazz trade, is them, choosing which opportunities they want to go after. I think with the position they were in, they've been in this sort of ton of draft picks mode, waiting for the right opportunity mode for several seasons now. And, I think that this particular trade, I don't mind this trade based on who you kept. I mean, I think Keontae George and Jaren Jackson Jr. together in the same starting five is a really, really nice duo based on how Keontae is playing. And then obviously you've got Markkanen, and the rest of the team. But I think that those two are really the core of this decision. Like you with this trade, you said, hey, we want to. We basically want to base our offense around pick and roll, and we want to get up and down, because what Jaren Jackson Jr. is not is a slow, methodical, lumbering big. He is a.
Oh, you mean like Rudy Gobert?
Yeah, like Rudy Gobert, or like whoever you want to point to, the Andrew Bogut's of yesteryear. Like he's not this huge body guy. What he is he's a really athletic big who. Can shoot it from three and from the mid range. Great pick and roll player. Like he really opens up the offense, I feel like, for them and gives the defense problems. So I think I like the trade. I do. I think it was a good decision. I think that eventually you were going to have to get out of, hey, we've got 1 million picks and, we actually have to like buy in and try to be a good team. And that's what this is. So now it comes down to Will Hardy's ability to put this team together on the floor and them to start winning games.
I'm curious to see if Jaren Jackson wants to stay in Salt Lake. I mean, obviously, my first reaction was, is this a buyout deal? Clearly, it is not. I think what is most intriguing is the tandem of not going to play this year, Walker Kessler and Jaren Jackson Jr. running the floor together. Because Jaren Jackson Jr. will be a power forward. Walker Kessler at this point is a rim running defender who is capable offensively on the block. But I think there's no question that the days of dunking all over the Jazz are coming to an end. Because both Jaren Jackson and Walker Kessler are very good defenders, and the Jazz are the worst defensive team in the NBA. I mean, plain and simple. And
I think you look at this potential starting five, and you've got Keontae is 6'4", Ace Bailey's 6'9", I believe, 6'8".
Yeah.
You've got Markkanen at 7'1". Obviously, Walker Kessler is a 7-footer, and then Jaren Jackson Jr. at 6'10". So I mean, I think it is clearly a lineup that was put together with the thought of, yes, we want to play better defense, but we also want more length to play with. And I think that's where the NBA is going. I mean, the Rockets kind of patented that look of like, hey, we're going to have younger guys who are closer to 7 foot than 6 foot, and we're going to try to get up and down. And so I think I like the trade. I think it's a good deal. I think that this trade was born out of Ja Morant's nonsense. And Ja Morant, to me, is one of the biggest busts in the NBA that we've had in recent years. I think he's a bigger bust than even Zion at this point. I think Zion's never even came close to realizing all of the hype, and he was always going to fall short of that. And I think Ja Morant, coming out of Murray State, was somebody who people thought would be, an all-star, face of the franchise, in this league for 15 years, potential Hall of Fame, caliber talent in him. And that's just not panned out. So I think that the truth is the West got better yesterday again. and the East continues to go downhill. And that's what I think that's becoming a problem for the NBA, in my opinion, is the imbalance.
Well, and I also, looking at the salary numbers, obviously Jaren Jackson Jr. is under club control for several years. I think that's probably, when you look at the fact that the Jazz gave up multiple first round picks to get this done. But he's a true two-way star. I mean, Jaren Jackson Jr., if you think the other guy, obviously you have to talk about, as you did, is Lauri Markkanen, and what this pushes him to the wing now. He no longer has to play the 4. He's a much better 3 than a 4. I think we've seen that.
Yeah.
So this puts Kessler at the 5, JJ at the 4, and Lauri Markkanen at the 3, and then Ace Bailey and whatever the guard rotation winds up being. But this gives you tremendous size, and you get Jock Lawndale in the steal as well. So you're going to be able to play at size. But, when did he sign that extension? Jaren Jackson signed that extension last summer, I think.
Yeah, I believe that's correct. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, it's a huge extension, 240 or whatever. So if he wants to be in Salt Lake City, he will be there. And the Jazz want him. They're never going to be able to sign a free agent like Jaren Jackson. They're not going to. But if you can get Markkanen, Jackson, and Kessler in your front court, I mean, that's really, there's a lot of switching there. There's a lot of pick and pop there. There's a lot of, because Jaren Jackson can actually shoot it pretty well. He obviously is somebody that can switch very well defensively. Former defensive player of the year, I think is really an important note there. But I'm very curious to see, what does Memphis do? Because this can't be it. You can't tell me this is the end of them making deals.
No, they're going to move Ja Morant. They're going to move Ja Morant too. And you're going to have, you're going to rebuild around, your center and your young wing that you drafted. And, they're going to go back to being a high draft, a top 5 lottery kind of team, and they're going to restart. So, I mean, but again, FTR, for the record, I think that's the right decision. I think that the Ja Morant, Jaren Jackson Jr. combination didn't work because Ja Morant isn't bought in enough. I think this had nothing to do with Jaren Jackson Jr. I think that he's a great player. I think that he was bought in, gave you everything he had, was not a problem, well deserved the extension. It's just not a problem as far as Jaren's concerned. I think that Ja Morant, I listen, for his sake, I hope he's not traded to Miami. I think if he goes to Miami, he will not be in the league more than 5 more seasons. It's just, there's too many distractions. Wow. I think he's not able to he's just not able to keep himself out of trouble off the floor. That's my opinion. I think he's shown us that even, you're playing in Memphis, dude. Like, with all due respect to Memphis, like you're not playing in LA or Miami or New York or So if you're going to a major metro, I have real concerns about his ability to stay on the floor. And again, I'm just going to keep pointing this out. The East is not in a good way right now. Like, I know that Tatum's out, and the Celtics aren't what they should be, and obviously the Cavs. People say they got better yesterday with this Harden deal, this Harden Garland deal. I'm not convinced of that. I actually think the Clippers are coming out of that the better team, but we'll see.
I think this is the Harden deal yesterday for Cleveland is transformative. This is, I think a lot of people poo-pooed this. The obvious issue is that James Harden has to be traded again. And at some point, I just don't know, when does that stop? It probably never stops. He is a good, he is a good, how do I say this? He's a good, not a great postseason performer. He shoots 35% from 3 in the postseason. He is somebody that can put up 50 points, but he's also had some really bad game 7s.
Right.
And these had some games that stand out more than he's not. But these trade demands are, I mean, at some point, this is now James Harden's legacy, is that he has demanded to be traded repeatedly and he has not won. And when you start looking at recent history and you look at his performance in big moments, they don't excite you. They don't excite you. And that's what's so very difficult about James Harden is he'll put up 45 in game 1 against Boston. What I guess that was 2023. And then he'll put up 9 points and shoot 27% from the floor in game 7. Awesome. Like you look at his game 7, last year against Denver, 7 points, minus 29. Brutal. Absolutely brutal. And yet he'll have a game in the series where he scores 28 points and shoots 38% from 3. And it's just a matter of what he does. Now, is he insulated in Cleveland a little bit because of Don? He probably is. Well, he probably is.
Well, and I also think the other obvious thing is on an ongoing basis, most people think they're going to try to get LeBron back to Cleveland, and they're also going to try to get Giannis. And,
you think that's still a possibility after this?
I think LeBron to Cleveland is definitely a possibility. The Giannis thing, I think, is a bit of a reach. I think that Giannis wants to go to Golden State. I don't think that you leave Milwaukee on a trade demand to go to Cleveland. I think if you're going to leave Milwaukee, the place where you've won championships and, your career was born, I think you're not going to Cleveland. You're going to go to a big name place.
Yeah, I think the hard part is James Harden's teams have made playoff runs. They just don't win at the biggest moment. And with Donovan Mitchell's another guy that we've heard all kinds of he's not going to stay here talk. And I think this was a move to get Donovan Mitchell the most help that he's ever had.
Yeah, I think that's a little rough to say that Don is an ask for the trade guy.
I don't think he's an ask for the trade guy. I think he's a I'm not happy, I'd rather not be here guy.
Yeah. But I know what you mean. I saw that a lot yesterday too on Twitter where people were like, "Oh, well, what about Don? I mean, he's requested a trade before." Yeah, he requested a trade once in his career, dude. He doesn't have a whole graphic dedicated to him that went viral on Twitter yesterday for asking for a trade like 4 out of the last 6 seasons or whatever. I just don't. I think it's unfair to Don to characterize him as that guy that's constantly trying to get out of his deals or his teams or whatever. I think that Donovan Mitchell. Listen, Donovan Mitchell, in my opinion, is best suited as a 1. I think he should be your 1. He can score. He can run pick and roll. He can do everything you need him to do.
You got to get him off the ball a little more. I mean, he's on the ball as much as he
are on your team, though.
But listen, Donovan Mitchell is on the ball as much as he has ever been. And his efficiency numbers are not stellar because he's constantly. Darius Garland is never available to play. He's just never available to play. So I think when you look at James Harden, Jared Allen, Evan Mobley, and Donovan Mitchell together, stick your mom out there as a 5th. They're fine. You don't need LeBron James. Bringing LeBron James into this only slows that team down. Because you could say a lot of things about James Harden. He plays with pace. He plays fast. And I think that it's very important that, it's very important that James Harden win. And I think he's figuring that out. Because if you don't win in this group, in the East, I don't, how difficult is the East right now? It's not the West. I can tell you that.
I think the East is as easy as it's ever been, dude. The Celtics aren't there. You have a Knicks team that's gettable for sure. Good team, but definitely gettable. The Heat are not what they once were.
Pistons are very good, dude.
Yeah, Cade's a problem, dude. Cade Cunningham and the Pistons are a problem. There's no question about that. They play defense.
They score points. They're I think second in the East in points scored.
Yeah, Cade can score on any defender. I mean, he is as polished of a scorer as anyone in the league, in my opinion. And the funny part is that he's bigger than a lot of shooting guards that have that similar skill set. So he's able to go and get to spots that maybe they're not.
They're just not experienced. That's the thing. So the thing that worries you about this Cleveland trade, it does not make you a better defensive team. They are, I think, inarguably, when you start looking at the elite teams, if you will, Cleveland is a very average ass basketball team on the defensive end. And that concerns you because what you're not is, and I may be being harsh, you're certainly not the Pistons. You're not, you don't have the tenacity of the Celtics or Knicks defensively. And I would point out the Celtics without JT have won 32 games. So they're gonna win a series, I would think. But the Cavaliers are not Toronto. They're not Philly defensively. They don't have that tenacity. And if I'm a Cleveland fan, that's what worries me because James Harden doesn't fix your defense. He does not fix your defense.
Yep. That's probably what to deal with.
Yeah. You know, but he doesn't play defense in 2026. Well. Look at all you hyenas kicking in cash for BDM's birthday.
Oh, the BDM army showed up today. I love to see it, dude.
So we are contributing now. So now we have to get him a gift.
Yeah, now we have money to get him a gift.
The stadium guy, James, he comments yesterday. Oh, this is so cool. You guys cut up highlights of the show now.
Bro, what? I missed that part of it. He said now as if we hadn't before.
I sent it to you.
Yeah.
We've been doing that.
Yeah.
We've been doing that for
years.
5-6 years. We upload the highlights of the show, the main core topics of the show.
He does insinuate that we just started doing it, didn't he?
Yes.
This is great. You take the best 20 minutes of the show, put it on YouTube, and I can rewatch it when I'm charting my work. Great job, guys. Where have you been, brother? Like, what?
Do you know how much time and effort I put into cutting those highlights?
Bro,
and
dude.
You just now noticed.
No redos.
Here's 10 for BDM's present. I hate that he saw his shadow. Now we get 6 more weeks of winter. P.S. I thought the AD Luka trade could be good, but AD is always hurt. This sucks. Well, if you go back and watch the highlights of the show, we've
oh, Monty, I'm buying an AD jersey. This is incredible. I'm even wearing it in the rectory. You can't stop me. This guy's winning us a championship. Screw Mark Cuban.
The real awkward guy. Hey, playa. I'll wait. Go ahead, Jake. Take your time.
Player.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Take your time. Big Daddy Magic, here's 10 bones towards the shirt fund. Appreciate that. Doug O'Reilly, $10 for Big Daddy Magic Good Times Fund.
Yeah. Hey,
the real Pete Forte. Shirtless vids are entertaining.
He's a hoe, and I want that known.
Yeah, Big Daddy Magic is a hoe. I mean, he's always out here,
shirtless in the street like he's the hoodie or something,
showing them titties and stuff.
Right.
BDM. Oh, he sent me videos in the dark now.
Wow.
Because he had sent me
Macaque.
Let's see what this one is. I have no idea what it even says.
Hey, player.
There it is.
It's my birthday. I'm the big 5'1". That's 51, by the way.
Oh, wow.
And if that doesn't bring a tingly in your tenderloins, I don't know what will.
It didn't.
But whatever you get me for my birthday, I'm most appreciative. And I promise you, whatever you spend on me, I will make sure you get it back 20-fold, because I will wear whatever you get me to a movie premiere.
A G-string?
And get you all the publicity in the world. They'll say, hey, big sexy, what are you wearing? I'll say, this is provided by the Monty Show. You can watch it 6 to 9 locally in the great state of Utah. and the Jazz will draft AJ the band's there. Brought to you by the Monty Show and Big Daddy Magic, who you know do it better. And the girls will say, look, it's Big Daddy Magic. Oh, drop to their knees and say, thank you, Lord, for giving us Big Daddy Magic, the Porky sensation.
The Porky sensation. Okay, I mean, listen, I don't...
All right, so what are you getting, buddy?
That was it. I would like it to be known that was at 3:40 this morning.
Okay, so 5 minutes before I woke up to start the day. Solid. Nice job, BDM.
Mr. Timothy, thank you, thank you, thank you. You could get me a lollipop or the red 3X Buffalo Bills hoodie. Thank you, thank you, thank you. You made my day. I appreciate you.
See how there's just an assumption that I have to get him a gift.
Yes.
Like, why is there this assumption that I'm going to buy him something?
Wait, so have you come to my side of this conversation?
No, but it's just, I hate when people take me for granted.
Well,
my wife takes me for granted every day, mainly because I'm fat, but you know, yeah, the Porky sensation is classic. You know, when I retire from the Navy, I want what BDM is smoking. So you're in the Navy now. Thank you for your service. BDM is just getting started at 3:40 a.m. I believe that's true. Seaman Demon hoodie on the way. I believe that's true. I don't even know his address. BDM, whoa. BDM smoking a lot of weed today, Dick Hammer says.
Cocaine is a hell of a drug.
You know.
Dick Hammer.
Right. Hold up, LOL. Not like this. Prom dress incoming. Could be. Have him go all Dennis Rodman in the wedding dress. James, are you for real? Sometimes you never fail to make me wonder. Seriously.
I mean, it is a pretty wild thing to say. I can't put this. I can't just let this go, dude. You're seriously saying you didn't know we upload videos? That's wild.
You know. You and me recording videos in the dark, lying on our backs, just counting the stars. This is where Maury, don't put thoughts in his head. Don't put thoughts in his head. Remember, getting him a B-Day present takes it away from my birthday wish. Well,
Darian Mensah was your birthday gift, okay?
Yeah, I got to imagine at this point your forearm is swollen through your shirt.
Yeah, you probably can't even flex your entire arm now because of how big your forearm is.
My God. That's, I'm just going to say that's not like plaster on your ceiling.
Yeah.
Yeah. Dick Hammer. Is lollipop a code name for something? I don't know. Ask Jake. You'd have to ask Jake.
Sucking a ding dong.
Probably a bit much, but the shirtless vids are entertaining. So what do we have here? 10, 20, 30, $40 contributed to the Big Daddy Magic
fund.
Put on a shirt fund.
Right.
So we're at 40 now. I mean, I'll get his address. The problem is this not feeding the pigeons?
It is.
I'm telling you, you feed the pigeons, they will come back for more.
Tomorrow it's going to be, some random's birthday in the comments section, and then we're going to get crucified for not getting, that person a birthday gift.
Maybe I just send him a Taco Bell gift card.
Yeah.
We just cap it at $40, and he did what he did.
That's a lot of chalupas, dude. Come on.
That's a lot of chalupas. Maybe he just does what he does. Or I send him $40 in creatine, which is like one scoop.
For him.
It is what it is.
But you know what's going to happen.
Yep.
If I send Big Daddy Magic a gift, he is going to continue to come back and ask for more.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm going to have to cut him off.
Yeah.
I don't know. We're going to have to... I'm going to Children's Hospital in Seattle today to make a donation. And I don't say that to be like, look at me. I say that so you guys will be like, oh, that's really nice, Monty. Because Amazon essentially put a knuckle in and continues to ship me trucks that should be for sale on Amazon, but they're not.
Cashless.
So we're donating all of these extra trucks these toy trucks I sell on Amazon. We're donating the ones they're just rando sending to my condo. We're donating them to Seattle Children's Hospital.
Okay, well, that's a good way to get rid of those.
It's a tax write-off too. Screw the kids.
Right.
But the point is,
on to Cincinnati.
We could make what if we make a charitable donation in Big Daddy Magic's name instead of getting him a gift?
Yeah,
well,
I mean, if
he
that's
is seething right now.
Yeah, he would probably be pissed about that.
He is seething right now.
I'm not sure that bro cares about a hospital in Seattle.
You got Big Daddy Magic a free t-shirt. Where's my free BMW? Exactly right. So real interesting on the BMW, and then we'll get to the Pac-12 meltdown. So my accountant I needed to get like the market value for my car. So BMW has a whole interface on their app where they'll tell you what your car is worth. Until they say, okay, well, what's your local center, BMW center? They'll call you with the value. I almost threw my phone off the balcony yesterday. So Buddy calls me and he's like, yeah, I'm going to need you to bring that in so we can do a full evaluation. And I was like, dude, I'm not bringing it in. I am not bringing it in.
See, respectfully, you probably should have known better. That's a classic.
I probably should have known better.
Yeah, that's a classic get you into the funnel.
Yeah, I probably should have known better. So now I'm getting
Kelly Blue Book it. That's the best way to do it, And
I did Kelly Blue Book it, and I'm a little surprised I'm not more upside down than I'm at. I've only had the car 5 months, or whatever. It's been 6 months, I guess, at this point, July. 6 months. But it never ceases to amaze me. It never ceases to amaze me. The Chad Carter, I think my well just went dry again. Can you guys help me pay for a new well? This is what's going to happen. This is what will happen. Use JD Power instead. It's much better. Too late. I already used Kelly Blue Book. Bring it on. We will tell you what your car is worth minus the tune-up fees. Thanks. Come again. Yeah.
Yeah, right? We're just gonna take it down the freeway to test its the top end on it, just to kind of establish its value. So we'll see in about 10 minutes.
Yeah, and there it is. I have an awesome car. There I am in full douchebag mode.
Right.
And stuff.
Right.
So
such as in like, oh hey James, welcome back to the show, dude. Yeah.
There's my car.
Nice, bro.
No, there's my car. So anyway. So yeah, the BMW dealer was, trust me, I work in auto financing. It's a better book value. Yeah. Hey man, the real awkward guy. I'm actually really happy with BMW Financial.
Financially, they're great. They don't. I'm sure they don't bother you. You just make a payment. That's it. Like, yeah, I mean,
never hear from them. They constantly offer me. They constantly offer me 0% financing deals. I'm not buying another car, but they constantly offer me. Next year, over the summer, maybe in the fall, I would look at getting something different. I really would like. The problem is. The problem is when you have the car I have, I essentially have a supercar, a rocket ship, it's stupidly fast. Where do you go from there?
Well, I don't think, I think that part of the conversation turned, like, once you get to that level, it doesn't really turn into like, because like, if you think about it, every car you've had up to this point has been upgrade. And now you're at this point, right? So now the conversation, to me is graduated to not upgrading, but just trying different things and seeing what you like. I mean, it's totally within reason that, maybe there's another whether it's BMW or not. I mean, maybe there's another platform you like, right? I mean, if it's, I think that you would love the V8 out of BMW as much as the one you have is awesome. I think that platform is outstanding. I mean, owning that for 2 years would be awesome, I think. But I also think it just depends what you want, man. I mean, it's, that's the hard part is like, you're not you're not one of these guys that, modifies a lot, I would say, because that would be the other path you could go. But, I mean, there's a lot of ways to go with it.
Oh, look at that. Look at that. Randy Riding, who was, I think, a hard no yesterday, no pun intended, now is giving $10 to the Big Daddy Magic Fund. Okay, I give in. Here's my donation for Dress BDM Fund. Unless you would prefer to add it to the Children's Fund or even the victims of pedophile priests, let your conscience be your guide. He worked in pedophile priests.
Great take, dude. Nice job. That's nice job.
TCU James has infected the audience.
Bro, the fact that you're catching strays when bro is donating to BDM is absolutely incredible.
We're at $50 now. So we're going to have to make a decision on what we do. Oh, yeah. Cold spells causing a lot of... You guys, it's going to be like 63 degrees and sunny in Seattle today.
Yeah. Yeah, these are the last few days of sunny and nice weather. And then Monday we get that storm coming in out the Pacific.
Yeah, no, mine's Saturday. Of course, I would have played golf Saturday, but no. Today's 62 and sunny. Tomorrow, 58. Friday, 58. Saturday, 49 in rain. Sunday, 54 in rain. Monday, 50 in rain. Tuesday, sunny, and then rain every day until hell freezes over.
Yeah, I had a 9-hole tee time on Saturday, so.
Oh, did you really?
That. I did, yeah. Mm-hmm.
Do you just get to a point in the P&W where you just start playing in the rain?
Yeah, well, the bigger thing is just accounting for it. So, like, you need the rain cover, you need, and then you just need some clothes that can handle the water. That's all, But the problem becomes, like, I haven't played. Yeah, that storm absolutely moved up. It wasn't. Now it's showing 80% rain on Saturday. That was like 20%. So I was hoping to maybe miss it, but yeah, I think it's. Yeah, I think if you're in the P&W, yeah, on some level, you're going to have to be okay with playing in, at a minimum, you got to be comfortable playing in the dew, like that heavy sort of misting, wetness that the P&W produces. But, I don't think that anybody wants to play in a rainstorm. I think, if you're playing on a day where there's scattered showers, you're probably going to have to deal with that if you want to golf a lot, for sure.
Yeah, maybe I'll bang around Saturday. My wife is training for a triathlon, so she's doing all this swimming stuff.
Yeah.
So usually on Saturday and Sunday morning she swims, I golf.
Yeah.
But we'll have to figure out the weekend golf thing. No money to the Jesuits. Okay.
Yeah, BDM's having a good day, bro. That's $50 now.
If BDM is going to promote your gift, do you think he would promote a Monty You Can't See Me red John Cena shirt? Well, I had thought about getting him a John Cena retirement shirt, but I think it would actually kill him.
And his name is John Cena.
Yeah. Cybertruck is what you need to get into. Hell no.
Yeah, I mean, so what else would you even consider? I mean, obviously, I would assume you would consider like a 5 Series. Obviously... You're just so dead set on SUVs, dude. That's your thing.
The 5 Series is now way overpriced. That's the problem. And it looks too much like a 7 Series. What I would look at is I really like the upper end X3Ms are incredible. The problem is I don't drive. My BMW app tells me that I drive about 30 miles a week.
Mm-hmm.
I don't drive a lot. So I'm not willing to pay a ton of money for a car that I'm just not driving.
Yeah, well, that's my point. That's what I'm saying. I'm not saying to get a new 5 Series or a new, I just don't think that's the play.
Yeah.
I don't know, if you want to have fun, if you want to if you want to, be adventurous, you could easily step down to, like an X3 M40 and mod it a little bit and have some fun with it. Like,
no,
see, you're in between. That's your problem.
I'm an X3. They make a 50 in the X3M.
Well, now they do, but
yeah, that's the one I would look at. Right? Like, and now I would tell you, I would fully be open to leasing something because I just don't drive. So the miles are not an issue. And you can get in and out of it like super easy.
Mm.
And I think, and I should look before I talk, but I think a fully souped BMW X3 M50 is 75,000. Like,
yeah, I don't know what that would be on lease though, because they do a ton of deals on lease stuff.
Yeah, but I would be into something like that, a little smaller. I park in a parking garage. I would love an X5M. Monty, get a bike. You would look good on a Harley. Nah, no. Dude. I want to live. I don't want to die. I have a really good e-bike, by the way. Kia EV9. I've thought about electric vehicles, but then I got to figure out a place to charge them in my building, and
it's a pain in the ass, dude.
USVA guy, try living at Pebble Beach and dealing with the mist every day. It gets very annoying. Well, having lived in San Francisco for a number of years, the fog is real. Carl is real.
Here's the deal, dude. If you live at Pebble Beach or around Pebble Beach, you're not like, you're there for the sunny days. Like, you understand that most of the time it's going to be misty, but the sunny days are what you're there for.
Yeah. Yeah, I need to play a round of golf this weekend. I need to figure out. Saturday, I'm looking at the hourly weather on Saturday. It's actually not going to rain a lot Saturday. If you look at the weather,
it must be nice. And on my side, it says it's going to rain from 10 a.m. to 7.
Mine says on Saturday there is only a 56% chance of showers, and the afternoon is very light rain. So we'll see. Maybe we try to make it out on Saturday. But there's no way, no how.
Yeah.
That or a late round on Friday would be ideal.
Mm-hmm.
A late round on Friday would be amazing, in my opinion.
Yeah.
But, is what it is. All right, let's get to work. 80 fouls in a college basketball game is brutal. I just got up. How in the hell we give up 7 points in 6 seconds last night? UNLV did not have a good night last night. Did not have a good night last night in any way, shape, or form. Phil, good to see you. Hope you are well. On Big Daddy Magic's birthday, I should just stop talking about it because Pro Bowl or Mountain West TV deal?
Mountain West TV deal.
Did you guys watch the Pro Bowl last night?
No.
I'm kidding. What do you guys make of this Mountain West TV deal? Because I think there's no question it was shocking to those in the Pac-12. In talking to a lot of people in the industry yesterday, Marcus, to his credit, our guy Marcus, who watches the show daily and we chat all the time. His name's not Marcus, by the way. But Marcus, who is a television executive, was nails about what this would be. And he pretty much got this deal exactly right. And you start looking at what the exacts on this are. I think obviously the biggest thing here is that you're getting a robust streaming package with Kiswe, which is really important. If you don't know what Kiswe is, that's the Jazz, that's the Pelicans. I mean, it is the preeminent streaming platform for live sports. And they have multiple NBA franchises. Like, they have a lot of properties. But it's CBS, and I think the biggest deal here is, yes, it's CBS. Yes, it's CBS. Sports Network, but it's Fox Sports. And that is the single biggest difference, that this deal is significantly better than the Pac-12's TV deal. And I think it's hard to even argue that. The fact that you have CBS in their properties, Fox Sports, and the CW, and Kiswe. This is all of your bases covered. This is your content in every sport's available on everybody's mobile device. Jake, I don't know how you call this anything but an unequivocal win for the Mountain West.
Yeah, well, I just think it is a win. There's no question about it, and I think that it's just a more well thought out deal. I think that the Mountain West took their time. You know, they took their time. They went through their process. They worked with their partners. They did what you would always, recommend that you do, right? You don't want to be in a hurry when you put a media rights deal together, or in this case, an extension together. You always want to talk about how you can improve it, how you can get more reach without it costing you, more money in your fee each year. And I think that they've kind of found that middle ground a little bit. I do think the streaming component is big. I don't want people to take this TV deal and say all of a sudden they're going to be doing insane viewership or something, because it still comes down to the brands you have, and you're still playing it at a certain level. But there's no question that this is a win. There's no question that you're on phones, you're on multiple platforms. You're not only with CBS and CW, you do have the Fox component. Like, I just think I know that a lot of people say that we hate the Pac-12, or that we're anti Pac-12 or pro Mountain West, but I just always like to point this out. I'm never put in a position by the Mountain West where I'm like, yeah, that was a dumb decision, or that didn't make a lot of sense, or what are we doing here? They never put me in that position, and it's a credit to Gloria and her team and the presidents in the Mountain West and the athletic directors in the Mountain West for getting together and saying, hey, these are the needs. This is what we'd like to improve upon. This is where we need to go and what we need to get done and what we feel is best for the conference. So I just think I really did feel like they did a really good job getting through Q4 and in absorbing and enduring the heat they were getting for not having the deal done then, because there was some pressure from Pac-12 pundits and people who were very much trying to get after them in defense of the Pac-12, and they didn't really let that bother them either. So it's an unequivocal win, and I think that this kind of allows you to build momentum into spring ball, and hopefully you can have, some of these brands in your conference have a really good year. Hopefully you get one or two that can, compete for something more than just a conference championship. That would be great.
I think the hardest part now is for the Pac-12. The sources that we've had that have told us that there is considerable frustration being voiced over this deal. And it is coming from the members who left the Mountain West. And what is Memphis doing looking at these two deals? What is any of these targets what do you say if you are UNLV? Because I could tell you I've spoken to sources at UNLV yesterday. They're elated with it. And one of the best points that I've heard was, well, being with Kiswe means that we have the ability to add revenue to this deal at any moment, because neither the Pac-12 nor the Mountain West are on ESPN's platforms. But that doesn't mean they won't be. That doesn't mean that you think about Amazon Prime Video, you think about the Paramounts of the world, which is a CBS streaming platform.
Right.
It's endless opportunity. And to me, that's what really matters, is that you have not limited yourself. The Pac-12 is capped with their reach now. The Mountain West is not. You got not only CBS and CBS Sports Network, you got Fox, and you got the CW. So the Pac-12 can't even sell that its elite content is exclusive on the CW. You can't even sell that. And I think if you are UNLV, you now are codified in the belief that you made the right decision staying in the Mountain West. If you are the newest members of the Pac-12, I think you have real questions about what you did here. And the frustration that you are hearing and the concern that you are hearing from leadership in the Pac-12, because it's there. There are rumblings underneath about how did we get beat? You got beat because you were desperate. You acted in desperation. And one of Marcus's best points is it feels like the Pac-12 showed up with the hat in hand, asking for help, asking for a handout.
Transformational partners.
The Mountain West showed up not out of surprise or, hey, look who's in the waiting room. They have long-standing relationships that now continue across this deal. And now you're adding new relationships with the CW, new relationships with Kiswe. You are saying that you are all in on streaming. And I read the comment section. Everybody talking about, boy, what if the Pac-12 had taken the Apple TV deal? Now, we have no idea what the financial return would have been because it was largely stipulated. The money the Pac-12 would have made on the Apple TV deal back in the day was largely stipulated on viewership and subscription increases. But now your main competitor in the Mountain West is kicking your ass in streaming. How do you spin that? If you are sitting in front of a brand partner that is being pitched by the Mountain West and the Pac-12 both, you can't sit in front of them and say you have better brands because you don't. You can't sit in front of them and say you have more reach because you don't. You can't sit in front of them and say we have a better media rights distribution deal. You don't. You're paying for production costs with the Pac-12 facilities, maintaining the trucks, paying the broadcasters. This is unequivocally a win for the Mountain West. It's not a discussion. It's not. This is a devastating development, in my opinion, for the Pac-12.
Yeah, I mean, it's really tough to look. I just think it's yet another piece of the pie, another piece of the conversation where it's like, yeah, the Pac-12 struck out or didn't do what they needed to do or got a lesser
bad business
value
from the Pac-12.
Yeah, I mean that to me is what it is. That's the overarching umbrella point here is that, the Pac-12, again, to take it back to the beginning, promised Boise State something that, in my opinion, was never going to happen and now has definitively not happened. And, again, if this Mountain West extension new deal, is somewhere around $4 million, per member, right? You're in that kind of ballpark. I just don't know where. Again, I don't know where the Pac-12 got off thinking they were getting 15. Like, I mean, it's like, hell, I mean, it's like what we were just talking about with your car, right? I mean, it would be like you saying, well, yeah, I bought my car for $5 and, less than a year later, I think it's worth like $800. Like, no, it's like, that's just you saying something because you want it to be true rather than it being true. And
correct.
That's what I've always struggled with is that. And this goes all the way back to, listen, if you go on our YouTube channel and you go back to like 23 or 22, we had conversations about when UCLA was looking at the Big Ten, about how UCLA and USC, were viewed as these two schools that maybe had some arrogance about them, maybe had some uppityness about them because they were LA schools and there was all that prestige. And,
yes.
And it turns out that those brands were actually valued highly. And I think that the Pac-12 is what they're trying to do right now. And I'm curious if they're going to continue to do it after this, because this, again, is just another nail in the coffin. But are you going to continue overinflate your value with everything, like with your schools, with your conference, with your TV deal, with the price of cable that feeds your truck. Like, I mean, it's literally everything. So I don't know at what point do you realize, hey, the market is telling us that we need to adjust our attitude and mentality, and we're just, we just haven't done that yet. That's what's crazy.
Yeah, I don't even know how you positively spin this. That's the thing that I struggle with. And I love that John Canzano yesterday is tweeting as expected. The Mountain West TV deal. John Canzano said that the Mountain West was dead, if my memory serves me right. And that no TV deal was coming. And where's the TV deal? And, oh, here's the TV deal. Right? Like, it is the supporters of the Pac-12 and the mouthpieces of the Pac-12, the back of the envelope calculation guys.
Mm-hmm.
I don't even know how you show up to work today.
Back of the envelope calculations.
I have no idea. If you're John Canzano and you have been a disgusting shill for the Pac-12, how do you show up to work today? How do you spin this into, wow, the Pac-12's in great shape, man? Whew. It's not. It's not. And you hear the voices and you hear that there's considerable frustration. How could there not be? If you're even the fools at San Diego State, how are you happy with what's happened in the last 3 days? You just got your teeth kicked in by the Mountain West. How are you happy about this? I have no idea. And I guess my question is, where do you go from here? The league's not going to collapse. The Pac-12 is going to be what it is. You're just not going to thrive because you don't have the finances to thrive. Your debt, what's going out based on this media rights deal, what's going out has to be more than what's coming in. I don't understand how it's not.
Yeah, I mean, we haven't seen any other type of sponsorship deal or any type of anything that would suggest that the money is going up for them or that revenue is up,
or that there is a future that allows you to make more money.
Yeah, because I do think that's one of the points of this deal that really stands out is that the Mountain West positioned itself to say, okay, well, we want to maintain flexibility, through the life of this deal to be able to sell into this deal, to be able to bring in, different, whether that is ESPN or whoever. I'm assuming that one of the big pieces for the Mountain West, from an initiative standpoint, is sales through their TV deal, getting, bringing in those bigger brands, arbitrary example, Fords and Toyotas and, Twisted Teas and just those big, the monsters, like those bigger brands that have ad dollars that like those national buys that can easily afford to do, a $500,000 buy on 5 Mountain West games or something, like those are the things that I think the conference is going to look to now to say, okay, look, we have that opportunity. We've basically this deal for us. Yes, the streaming component and where you can see us, that's great as part of this deal. But the real money of the deal is the runway you've given yourself to go out and stack on top of that $3.5 to $4 million range that each school is getting. And that's what you and I have discussed this for, bro, it's got to be 4 years now. It's going back to the pandemic times where we've been talking about, at what point do athletic conferences in college, have, I call it sales teams, but whatever you want to call it, teams of people who go out to the market and bring all those ad dollars in at a higher level. I'm not talking about signage on the stadium or the field. I'm talking about, hey, I need to call the marketing person at this big ass brand and get them to spend on as many games this year on our broadcast.
But that's why the KISS deal is so huge for the Mountain West, because it's another revenue stream.
Yeah.
And I think obviously numbers have not been released, and I don't know that we'll ever know, but If you're at $6 million, which is what a lot of people think this deal's valued at per year per school, you're at worst even, but you're likely ahead of what the Pac-12 is netting off their media rights deal.
Yeah, I think we can definitively say they're like 4 to 6 million per school. They're in that range somewhere, and I would agree that most people think it's the top end of that range. Like 5.5 to 6 is probably where this came down, and that's really because of how many partners you have here too. Because I think yes, everyone's talking about Fox, but it's not just big Fox. Like it needs to be made clear that it's it's Fox Sports 1, Fox Sports 2, Fox Go, Fox 1. So like there's a bunch of those branches in there that Fox clearly has interest in. So, I think that again, if you've got UNLV as an example in your conference championship game at Allegiant, like that's great for the conference, and that's going to be going out on multiple platforms. And I know for a fact in our comments section the last few days, we've had people talking about SCG Plus. I was never a fan of its clunkiness early on, but I do think they've streamlined it a bit. And people use it and like it. So, hey, if it's usable and people like it, then I'm all for it, man. Like, allow people to watch these games from their phone. Do it. And that's what you've done.
And I just, again, say when CBS and Fox both renew their deals with the Mountain West, and everybody always says, oh, your glory is in your pocket. Okay, but where have I overshined or just when you get renewals with CBS and Fox, it's because you have good relationships with them. And then when you add the broadcast partner of the Pac-12 to your deal, it's because you are good at building relationships. And then when you add Kiswe to your deal, it's because you understand. Do you guys understand how important streaming and digital content is? I'm hoping that you do at this point, because I think we've talked that into the ground. You've got to have it. The Pac-12 does not have it. They don't have it. And I continue to sit here and say, how do you even look at this? How do you look at these two deals side by side and think that you're telling me that USA Network is better than Fox? It's not.
Well, look, I think that it's to this point, it's a difference in mentality. Look at what the Pac-12 did with these graphics and what the strength that they're trying to push here. The strength they're trying to push is look at all these games on all these different networks, CBS and CW, and those are our two, and then we've got some on USA. That's why you see 13 regular season football games on the CW and 50 regular season men's basketball games on USA. Like, they're trying to say, hey, look at us. Look at all the games that are on TV. That's what this graphic says right here. If you just wanted to dumb it down to first grade language, hey, look at us is what this is, right? But then you go over to, you go over to the Mountain West, and the Mountain West isn't telling you, hey, it's this many games on this network and X, Y, and Z. What they're telling you is, hey, this is all relationships, man. We've got CBS, we've got Fox, we've got Kiswe, like we've got all these different platforms, and we value those partnerships, and we're going to deliver, quote, unprecedented national linear visibility coupled with a creative and comprehensive digital presence.
Along with a broad array of Olympic sports.
Yeah. So again, I'm pointing this out to show you guys that when you ask us, well, how do you know this? And how did you get to that conclusion? Well, it's right here in front of us. Look at the difference in stance and in attitude towards how they're announcing these deals and what value they're pushing. The Mountain West is pushing relationships, which is what makes the world go round. The Pac-12 is pushing, hey, we're the best. We've got all these games. We're awesome. Which, again, I'm just going to keep saying it. You keep talking about yourselves. It's not getting you anywhere. Like, you need to talk about relationships and how great, your media partners are. And like, that's what you should be talking about.
And I'm curious if this now pushes them into settlement talks, because I think the merger stuff, I don't even know how you would, how do you,
I think we're past
show
that.
up in I think we're way past it.
Yeah.
I mean, I just think it is Really difficult, man. Like it is. This is a tough, tough day to be a Pac-12 president, athletic director, coach, athlete.
Look,
This is a very difficult day for that.
I don't think that you said something earlier about, hey, the league's not going to fold, right? Like they've got
No.
enough money to survive. But here's what I do think they are in danger of in terms of potentially not existing if that were to happen. It's not going to be done. Like it's not going to be about like being able to pay your bills, right? They've got enough money
Correct.
to pay your bills, but that's not your biggest danger at this point, right? Your biggest danger is the unhappiness level with your members. Your biggest danger is Boise State and San Diego State being pissed
Gonzaga
that you offered
basketball.
them. Yeah, Gonzaga basketball. My God. Like, how upset is Gonzaga, right? Like, these bigger brands in your conference, bigger brands to you, being upset that you promised them a double-digit per year TV deal, because I do feel comfortable saying that at this point.
We've just heard from so many people that it was $15 million a year originally, and we just heard the grandiose, over the top stuff.
Well, and look at what would they have needed to hear to make the move? Because again, there's risk in the move, so they would have needed to hear a number that was double digits. You're not going to go from $4 million a year, $3.5 million a year on auto deposit in the Mountain West to $7 million a year. You're not making the move for that little of a gain. You would be making the move for a double-digit gain. Hey, we're going to double our money, triple our money type move. And
I agree.
And so to me, it's just like, dude, you're sitting here, you're sitting here in a conference that is not able to fulfill its obligation to you, and that would upset me, and that would make me say, you know what, like we're obviously obligated to the conference through 2030 or whatever it is now. And I got news for you. That's not 10 years away. That's 3 cycles away.
And Marcus makes a really good point. If you look at the Pac-12's TV deal, it's the same deal everybody always did. If you look at the Mountain West deal, it's a modern day media rights distribution deal. It's not a TV deal. It's a media rights distribution deal, which is a significantly different model and a big step forward. The revenue in the Pac-12 deal is what it is. We don't know the top end of the revenue in the Mountain West deal because of the KISWE component, which allows them to shoot their content out to just about every platform they'd like. And I think that's a great point. I think we don't know. And obviously, we don't know what the language of that KISWE deal is. We don't know. But again, I would point out to you, when you look at KISWE, they, whether it is live events with music, right, or if you look at the fact that they're in business with, obviously, with the Jazz, the Mammoth, New Orleans, Phoenix, the NBA, the WNBA, but they're also, you have to remember, Universal Music Group, Fandango, I think, is on their client list. Like, all of the music streaming essentially runs through KISWE. That's where their roots are. Like, you just look at the things that they're doing, and it's really hard not to be excited about it. And when you look at their live sports stuff, all the Canelo fights are through KISWE. All, like, so combat sports, absolutely. You look at the Pelicans, the Jazz, the Suns, and the Mercury, like, they're not new. This isn't some fly-by-night thing. And I hope people understand that that's the biggest point there is the Pac-12 continues to do business the way the Pac-12's always done business.
Yeah.
And that is going to net you the same result you've always gotten. The Mountain West is showing you with this media rights deal. And I'll go back even further than this. The Mountain West is showing you, through the way that they handled this expansion, the way that they handled the treasonous acts of these exiting members, these lawsuits, All through this, they've offered to settle, to arbitrate, to merge. The Mountain West has consistently said, let's figure it out. Let's figure it out. Let's be proactive. Let's talk about merging. No. Let's talk about merging. No. Like they've brought it up multiple times in the Pac-12. Every time has said, no. Let's go to arbitration. My opinion is the Pac-12 did not act in good faith in arbitration. Didn't act in good faith. Not acting in good faith trying to get out of these exit fees. Not acting in good faith, the Pac-12, with trying to get out of these poaching fees. And I just don't know at what point does the Pac-12 realize hiring Teresa Gould was a huge mistake because she's not a new voice. She's not a new mind. She's not a new perspective. Teresa Gould has been there to the point that Teresa Gould, and I hope people understand this, Teresa Gould and Gloria Nevarez used to be coworkers at the Pac-12. Like, do you understand that that's how this whole thing has played out? That's how long Teresa Gould has been at the Pac-12. You needed fresh blood. You needed a new voice. You needed new leadership. This day of, hey, back of the envelope calculations on the Canzano-Wilner podcast is death to this conference.
Back of the envelope calculations.
You don't hear, do you see Gloria doing interviews all over the place? Do you see leaks from the Mountain? You don't hear leaks from the Mountain West. You don't hear back of the envelope calculations from the Mountain West. They very quietly do their business. Very quiet. I was talking to an administrator yesterday who said, this is stunning. Called the media rights deal with Kiswe and the people are Kiswe's one thing. Adding the CW to this deal surprised a lot of people. Surprised a lot of people. You're the Pac-12 and your main distribution partner now works with your main competitor?
Yeah, because the Pac-12 is not an exclusive partner. The Pac-12 is not valued that way. The Pac-12 is a bro. The Pac-12 to the CW is just another outlet to get some sports to fill time. That's what it is. That's how they treat the Pac-12. That's how the Pac-12 looks in these business negotiations.
Oh, look at Marcus dropping down and slurping. I'll give you credit, Monty. I started listening to your show when Vest Guy,
Listen, dude, it's puffy, okay?
When Vest Guy and you started talking about how regional the CW was and the fact that anything the Pac-12 does is going to be regional. Well, didn't that all come to fruition? It did. It did. Thanks. And I think you look at the Mountain West deal. Is the Mountain West deal regional? No, because the Kiswe component, the CBS component, the Fox Sports component, is the Pac-12 deal regional? The majority of their content is on the CW. Yes, it's a regional deal.
Yeah, and by the way, they were happy to tell you the majority of their content was on the CW, weren't they? They were happy.
3 football games on CBS. The other point that I think is very good, you've got to go figure out week to week to week where the Pac-12 is. And you got to go figure out how, because I can't tell you right now. I'm sure you could plug it into the search feature on YouTube TV. I have no idea how to pull up USA Network. I cannot tell you how to find USA Network. I don't know. If it was DirecTV or cable, sure. Back in the day, yeah, we all watched.
DirecTV.
Yeah, 242. We all watched Suits. I used to watch Suits every day on USA Network. Yeah, that's not the case. So, yeah. Welcome to the nightmare. A member for 30 months.
Okay.
Well
nice,
done.
brother.
The Mountain West this morning asking all the schools that left and the Pac-12 themselves, how are your wallets and egos feeling? Not well.
Dude, facts.
Not well. Yeah, I agree. It's a huge win for Gloria and the Mountain West.
Yeah, I don't know, man. I've really graduated from the part of the conversation where rando Pac-12 person was coming into our comments just being a red ass about the Pac-12. Like I'm really past that part of it. Like
what do you mean really, you're past it?
Well, like I just don't think that part of the conversation really exists anymore. I don't see red ass Pac-12 fan being like, oh, we're the best and the Mountain West sucks. And like, I think it's really hitting home. It's really like
You're starting to figure it out. The reality is setting in.
Out, dude. Yeah, like, bro, this, like, we're not that guy, pal. We don't have the deal that we all talked a bunch of junk about. We're not in the spot we wanted to be.
Partnership.
Yeah, like I don't know, man. I just have a lot of respect for the fact that the differences between these two couldn't be any clearer.
I would agree.
I feel like we don't get that a lot in today's world. Like the difference in everything from how you do interviews to how you announce deals to the business, the way you treated each other in these negotiations to Gloria Navarez playing chess while Teresa's out here playing checkers with the scheduling agreement. Like, bro, I just, you can't, I'm not even a Mountain West fan. Bro, I don't spend time watching Mountain West content. Let me make that very clear. I don't, the only Mountain West content that I've digested lately was the Mountain West football championship game. I watched a good part of that.
I loosely follow UNLV. I think UNLV is an interesting. I just because I know people there now.
Yeah.
So I follow UNLV.
But
I would agree. I'm a Notre Dame. I'm a Notre Dame fan in a North Carolina game. Like I know exactly when Duke, North Carolina play on Saturday afternoon.
Yeah.
Like I'm all in on that. I don't follow. I would agree. I don't follow. Yes, I'm dusting. Did you guys?
Dude, are you proud of me? I have one right here. Right
Do
here.
you really?
Proud of me?
That's my guy.
Yep, I got one right here, dude. Always dusting.
I obsess over it. I obsess over the Swiffer duster on my. I can't have.
Bro has been pissed at me more than once because of the dust level on my desk.
Yeah, I can't do it, and so I'm constant. Every morning, I pretty much walk in here, and while I wait for stupid StreamYards to work correctly, I am dusting something. So yes, Marcus, I am dusting. The fact that you're being such a red ass about, if they do decide to merger, what will happen? I beg the Pac-12 because I know that people in the Pac-12 watch this show. Yeah. I know because they reach out to me and they get all
they've called you more than once to chew your ass about what we've said. There's no question.
And I'm fine with that. I would beg Mountain West and Pac-12 administrators to get together. Settle the lawsuits. The lawsuits, you've got to put these legal fees to bed, especially if you're the Pac-12. And you got to put it to bed.
ASAP.
I would hope that the Pac-12. But at this point, I think you're so far down the road. I don't know how you unwind the watch. And here's my question. The win clearly for the Mountain West is welcoming bigger brands back to the fold.
Right.
But do you really want to be in business with San Diego State? I'm being serious. Do you really want to be in business with J.D. Wicker and Adela Della Torre? After all the bullshit you've dealt with because of them, do you really want to be in business with them? I watch The Good Wife. I know how many times Alicia's left the firm.
The Good Wife.
Love that show. The end of season 6 has been a revelation. Mrs. Monty and I were sitting there talking earlier this week, like, but dude, if this happens or if that happens, please. The end of season 6 is shaping up to be pretty good.
Yeah.
So, but I don't think you can welcome San Diego State back. That's the one thing that I would be curious about. I don't think you can welcome San Diego State back.
No.
I don't see a merger happening. There's just no way. Thomas J. Beckwith, abdominal Lordzilla. Guys.
Hey, guys. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. How come you haven't played Cocknut yet today?
Dude, Why have we not? We got to be on the proper energy, bro. It's BDM's birthday. Like we should be working in like 800 eyes today.
Oh, BDM.
Yeah.
It is Big Daddy Magic's birthday. Your future prediction over the next 4 years for the PAC and the potential breakup. Second, Canzano is pretty meek, saying the Mountain West is making $3.5 million a year. They're not making. Okay. You guys, and I mean this wholeheartedly, with all due respect to John Canzano, all the respect that is due.
With all due respect.
When has he ever said anything that's been correct?
All due respect.
Because again, I don't mind sitting here and stroking my muscles and telling you that really was awkward to say. I don't mind sitting here and telling you this is another story that we absolutely crushed.
Yeah.
I told you from the jump, the Pac-12 was having trouble getting distribution on a large scale. I told you in expansion, the Mountain West was winning in expansion. I told you that. I told you that will bear fruit in media rights deals. There is no question the Mountain West media rights deal is significantly better than the Pac-12. If the Mountain West, let's pretend that John Canzano, for once in his life, is right about anything he says about the Mountain West. Let's say it is $3.5 million. That would be a tragically terrifying number if you're a Pac-12 fan. So let me get this right. You're the Pac-12 and you have CBS Sports Network, and the CW. The Mountain West has CBS Sports, the CW, Fox Sports, and Kiswe. And you think you're making more money in that deal. And again, I will just ask, when has the Pac-12 done better business than the Mountain West? At any time over the last 7 to 10 years. When has the Pac-12 been a better business operator than the Mountain West? It's okay. You can say it. At no time, ever, has the Pac-12 been a business operator, better business operator than the Mountain West.
On our
At
channel,
no time.
to this point, on our channel, if you go back, July 28th, 2017. You guys know what day that was? You know why that day matters to you guys so much on this topic? Yeah, that's the day we uploaded the interview with former Commissioner Larry Scott, where he told us that, DirecTV and YouTube TV and all that greatness was going to happen. So just so we're all on the same page and we've got a bunch of clarity here, we've been smashing this story for damn near 9 years now with the Pac-12 and their TV deal. Just want to point that out, just so we can all be on the same page about, hey, like, how long have you been talking about it? How many details have you had? How many breaking news stories? Go digging on our channel. Please spend the time, because we have all the way back to 2017. We've had this covered and we have been weeks and months ahead of the national media. No question about it.
I just will never understand it. I will never understand it. And it's what we continue to do. Scoop, Mountain West people are weird. Could be.
Yeah, I guess I'm weird then.
Teresa does not score, so not sure she is on the list. Whoa. Many saying that Teresa Gould is in the Epstein file. Stop. Merge with the Big Sky Conference. Could be. Muscle milk and shake weights, the Monty Show way. Hey, man, I'll tell you repeatedly, go and get the creatine monohydrate, buckedup.com. I am now, if I knew how to put a lid on a shaker cup every morning, 20 ounces of water, 10 milligrams of 2 scoops of creatine monohydrate, 1 scoop of essential amino acids. Shake it up, drink it, and you will feel better. It will give you a mental lift. And I am telling you, prices at buckedup.com are already great. Use promo code Monty to get 20% off at buckedup.com. The Mandarin amino essential acids are amazing. Yeah, my sippy cup was not cooperative. I do enjoy calling it a sippy cup and a binky. But Jake's definition of a binky is different. This has been a pro Sasquatch podcast for years. I believe it has been.
Yes. I mean, it's something like that.
Yeah. The Mountain West wasn't desperate for a deal like the PAC was. That was the key difference. I think that's a big difference. Is Wilner and Canzano still out there pimping the Pac-12 while saying all is fine? Yes. Yes, they are. Remember when Canzano was right about something? Yeah, me either. Got a Kool-Aid sponsorship for him. There you go.
Dude, Kool-Aid was my thing as a kid.
Wilner and Canzano were such condescending turds to the Big 12 fans about how the Pac-12 teams will never join that truck stop conference. Yes, they were.
Yes, they were, dude.
Yes, they were. Navarez got a lot with what little she was given. Imagine what she could have done with a combined league.
Yeah.
But again, the arrogance of the Pac-12 would never have allowed her to be to helm that new league, which is a mistake. And I think, and I have said this repeatedly, I think Gloria would have stepped aside if they'd have been like, yes, we'll merge, but I think she would have stepped aside. Gloria tells Teresa, catch me outside. How about that?
Yeah, I mean, she's got to tell her something, dude. I mean, I do think that college football needs these two to figure this out. Like the G6 needs this to get done quickly.
Because all it does is water it down.
Yeah.
That's all it does. The teams that left the Mountain West were sold a dream of come to the Pac-12, will be a P5 conference, and now they will be left mired in mediocrity. You'll love to see it. I
don't know that I love to see it.
I don't know that I love to see it. TCU James, the Pac-12 has a transformational relationship. They went from P5 to a G6 conference. Well, that's transformational.
What I just said.
The Mountain West Conference shooting money shots out on the Kiss Me app.
Yeah, not Kissway. Kiss Me.
Catch me outside. How about that?
The streaming portion of the deal is transformative. It makes Olympic sports an asset, not an obligation to dump into a digital void. I agree with that.
How are you not a member yet, by the way, Hazel Timber? I mean, you've been around long enough. How are you not a member yet, dude? Come on. You can't do transformational interviews with Beaker while dressed in a puffy vest. That dog don't hunt, boy. Yeah, the revelation that she's wearing a vest in that video was quite astonishing. I can't believe I missed that the first time, dude.
The one thing I keep saying to potential partners is, given where we are as a league, I don't want these partnerships to be transactional partnerships. I don't want this to be a media rights partner writing us a check and televising a bunch of games. We need these partnerships to be transformational at this point, and for somebody to really jump in with us and say, we want to help elevate and reimagine the new Pac-12.
How did that work out?
Oh, man, dude. Incredible.
Beaker with that hair and that nose line, you can't make that up.
I'm not making it personal with Buddy. He's paid to do a job. It is what it is.
It is what it is. Today's theme is scoop. Pimping ain't easy. Exactly right.
No, it's not, dude. But someone has to.
What will happen over the next 4 years to the PAC? Start with money owed in it and work it forward. Dude, nothing good. And this is what I've continued to say. And the Pac-12 vocal minority don't want to talk about it. You're in a financial bind. You as a conference are going to struggle. And I told you this months ago that the first 3 years of your existence is going to be a financial grind. And I don't care how much money you got out of your media rights deal, because you're in such a hole. And now your media rights deal is $4 million. That's not great. And there's no topside growth on that media rights deal. That's what really worries you. And even with that, the Pac-12 network essentially dead, it's still a financial anvil around your neck. It's brutal. Like button, you filthy casuals. Yeah. Lopes fan Gabe, good to see you. GCU. I think GCU, and I will continue to say this, I think GCU is a massive win for the Mountain West. It's a massive win. That's a tournament team. They obviously don't have a football property, but their sports are really good. That is a good sports university at Grand Canyon. So I continue to tell you the Mountain West has done very good things in expansion. Pac-12 has not. You're barely a league here.
Yeah.
You know, Teresa Gould looks like a female emperor from Star Wars. Well, let's not get into her looks.
Bro, yeah. What are you talking about, dude?
Yeah.
Bro,
let's not be commenting on looks, right? Can you imagine how successful college football would actually be if it wasn't broadly run by a bunch of friggin' morons?
Facts.
Dude.
Couldn't agree more, dude. Couldn't agree more.
Vince Carter's coming back to North Carolina to play basketball.
Wow, dude, that's incredible, bro. Still has a year of eligibility left. Wow.
That just makes me crazy. How did none of us realize she was wearing a vest until the other day?
Dude,
I did.
I don't remember you ever saying that. Ever.
Well, was it a talking point at that point? You know.
I guess not.
Sorry, folks. That's what it is.
It is what it is. You know. I think it's very interesting that you just continue to, the Pac-12 continues to make the same mistake over and over again.
Without fail, dude. Over and over. And what's funny is they expect a different result. That's the thing.
Yeah.
They expect it to go differently for them. So,
yeah.
You know, I don't know how you fix that.
Yeah. Whoa. What did you get filtered? What happened to Mikkel Schwinger? I was going to read your comment, but I wonder what you said. Kay Nuring, good morning. The Jazz will be great next year if they get AJ.
Heavy sigh, dude. Yeah, we're going to talk about that today.
No. Okay. I'm not ready to. I can't. Again, on BDM's birthday, I'm not going to say bad things about AJ Debance as an NBA player. Wichita State is waiting. Okay. Mountain West is paying the PAC by having them produce the CW games. So there you go. The Pac-12 is the new UFL. Nice try, but still just a pipe dream. Okay. Yes, I said if since it came out. Okay. I have no idea what you're talking about. We need official Monty Show branded vests. Well, we've done merch in the past, and you guys got all crazy over shirts.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah.
I did a video on Instagram for BDM wishing him a happy birthday. Oh, that's nice. Good job, James.
Yeah, nice job, bro.
I'm sure he appreciates that. The Pac-12 looks in the mirror and sees the girl that fit into skinny jeans, but she's now 30 years old and obese. Wow. What? Okay. He did a misogynistic post. That's what got him benched. Schwinger, dude. I guess I shouldn't be surprised because Schwinger also, Schwinger has said some really questionable things on other social media platforms. I just don't know why we have to be, why do we, if it's a woman, why do we have to comment on her looks? We don't comment, we do comment on Cockneck's look.
Okay.
That's pretty true.
Couple of tips, James. Just looking at this video. Just a couple of tips.
What video? You went and watched? Do you follow him?
No, I don't follow him. He tagged me. So
he tagged you.
Yeah, he tagged me. When you see that? Yeah, I know.
Notice he doesn't tag me in this stuff.
Well, he says he tagged you, but I don't.
I probably blocked him.
So when you do the videos, I would highly recommend doing it vertical, not sideways, because then we can see more. Okay. So, I understand that.
That is so right on brand for a guy that drives a Japo shitbox.
Yeah. I mean, should we at least humor him in fairness? No.
Okay. And What do you mean humor him?
Well, play the video that he sent.
No. Fuck no. I'm not doing this today. No.
Dude.
So wait, okay, let me get this right. TCU James, you made a video so we would play it on the show?
Yeah. He's trying to do what BDM does.
You're not beating God. You're
Well,
not
in
BDM.
fairness to him, he is wearing a shirt in the video, but
Well, that's good. Thank God.
Yeah, I mean,
Listen, guy, you don't need to. I'll do you this favor. Here you go. Forearm strengthen away, my guy. Right? Like that's your girl. And I admit, you and Mendoza's aunt would make a great couple. Like you two together.
Hey, player.
I mean, I could see
Match
you two
made
together.
in heaven, brother.
I could see you two together.
Brother.
I'm not on a show where we're asking people to send us videos. Okay, cool. I'm not going to have you ruin Big Daddy Magic's birthday. I thought you and I should have known better. I thought you just did something nice to be like a nice guy. Hey, you know what? You tagged Big Daddy Magic on Instagram in a video wishing him a happy birthday. And you constantly are the guy who's like, I saved a small kitten from a garbage truck yesterday, Monty. Right? Okay, cool. Hey, Monty.
Hey, Monty. I got to tell you, I helped an old lady across the street yesterday. Said things about me. I'm a nice guy. Right? Like, I just do things.
Like I thought you were just doing something nice, but I should have known.
I mean, the video is titled Happy, and it says happy day to BDM. It doesn't say happy birthday to BDM. It says happy day to BDM. So I just want to point out, bro, that when you make the video, I really appreciate the effort. Genuinely, I do.
I don't.
But you got to at least title it correctly, right? You've got, like.
Goddamn effort. Once you put some effort into your God and your Jesus or something.
Yeah, you're gonna have trouble getting your video on the screen if there's any type of grammatical issues or misspellings, because Monty's kind of a hard ass about that stuff.
Wait, so is there a grammatical error in misspelling?
Yes, it says happy day to BDM. It doesn't say happy birthday. It just says happy day to BDM. See, but here's the deal, dude. It edited me. I typed B-Day and it edited it. Well, you got to just double check that, right?
You got to check that.
Yeah, you just got to double check that. So, look.
Oh, God. Now
What?
BDM has sent videos of himself in bed.
Dick Hammer.
Hey, player. I am so happy and so grateful. You wouldn't believe when I betted that you'd get me a present. If I would have lost, I probably would have been homeless. And I'm never doing it again. Swear to God. Thank you from the bottom of my gorgeous, beautiful, pure heart. Thank you for everybody. And you just wait till you get your birthday present. And Monday,
I don't think that anybody wants.
I will comment. I let people pick my
Bro, is
new
the
name
show loud enough in the
because when I saw
background?
Victor said he would call no man Big Daddy, and that's the truth.
And that's the truth.
Victor's the way. No, I'm not. I'm happy as can be. I'm happy. I betted everything that you'd get me a gift.
T-shirt, where's my free BMW? Exactly right.
I betted everything.
So, real interesting on the BMW, and then we'll get to the Pac-12 meltdown.
I betted everything that you'd get me a gift, and I'm never doing it again. I'm a one and done. I won.
Value for my car.
Just wait till what I get you for your birthday and your Christmas present.
No, please don't.
Ooh, it's been a good little Timmy today. Good little Timmy. Mrs. Monty, make him some lasagna and take him to Paradise City at night.
I can't. I don't even
That's
know what
funny as hell, dude.
what do we. I don't. I don't.
I betted everything, dude.
Marcus wants to know, when do we go full Savannah Guthrie on Monty's disappearance at the hands of BDM? Oh, my God. Did you just drop a Savannah Guthrie bomb, bro? Too soon.
I knew today would be shitty.
What did I do to put myself in this position where Big Daddy Magic is? I don't want you to buy me gifts. I mean, wow. I betted everything. Yes, Dick Hammer, he did.
Yeah.
Is James a performative nice guy? He is.
He's a nice guy, dude. He is. Here's the difference, dude.
He is a nice guy.
James's brand is to be a punching bag on the show. That's his brand. BDM's brand is to send shirtless videos of himself, rambling on incoherently, and it's funny a lot of times.
What do I don't even know how to give him this gift. Right? Like, I don't even know how to give him this gift.
47 straight. That's kind of an interesting name.
Let's go. 47 straight. Get BDM the Rosetta Stone package for the English language.
Yeah, his package.
Birthday presents can be bad. Yeah, let's not get carried away with I don't need. My birthday is 2 weeks from tomorrow. I don't need birthday gifts. I don't listen. Just send it to Victor. Victor is the way. Okay, I'll send your birthday gift to Victor Wembanyama. What do we at $50 now for a birthday gift?
Victor's the way.
Yeah.
And BDM, maybe we just need to figure out like what BDM wants,
Yeah.
And let's see,
there's just no way he answers. I mean,
hope
at least he was up today. He has shown us he was up today.
BDM, the Rosetta Stone package for the
he
English
answered.
language.
Yeah, his package.
Birthday presents can be bad. Yeah, let's not.
Hello? Are you going to turn to put a shirt on? Don't be naked.
I have jammies on.
He has jammies on. Okay. Are you going to turn your camera on so people can see?
Yeah, how do I do it?
I don't know how you do it. That's one of the world's unknown questions. How does Big Daddy Magic do it?
Bye. I'll see you. Wait, I have to say bye to Mamacita. Bye, Mamacita.
Bye, Mamacita. You just got your birthday gift then. Okay.
Well, just got his birthday gift.
Hey, there he is. There he is.
Timmy, thank you. I wanted to bet. I betted everybody. I'm going to WrestleMania because of you.
Wait, so you're going to see your favorite
I
guy?
betted my life savings that you would give me a present. I had $38,026 in the bank, and I would have risked it all.
Okay, so you're going to go. You're going to go see John Cena at WrestleMania.
I almost got murdered because of John Cena.
Times are rough out there.
I went to his retirement show, and I had to be walked out with people because people wanted to hurt me.
Okay. Well, listen, you do you, okay? So I'm just going to send you a $50 Taco Bell gift card. How about that?
No Taco Bell, please. I'm down so much they give me a discount, so I'm basically eating free.
Canes.
What?
Canes? What about Canes? We could do Canes.
I don't want anything to eat. I want something to wear.
Wow, now we're getting demanding.
No, I'm going to a movie premiere, and I didn't say Monty bought me this.
Okay, so I can get you a John Cena shirt then.
Yes, you didn't get me a John Cena shirt.
Yeah,
you got me out of a jam. And I just want to say thank you to everybody. And I'm never betting anything again. I'm never asking for anything again. I got saved on the 11th hour.
Mike Smith says we should give you dude wipes. Should we just give you dude wipes?
No.
No dude wipes. Okay. So I don't even know your address, so I'm just going to send it to Victor Wembanyama's house. And then
I changed my name because I said, Victor, can you say hi to Big Daddy Magic? And he said he calls nobody Big Daddy. So I'm going to have a new name on Monday.
Okay. Well,
so I can't be Big Daddy anymore.
Well, at least you're going to get AJ DeBanza at BYU for another year, right?
Fuck no, I better not. He better come to the Jazz.
Not going to happen, dude. He's got to stay in college.
No. You said you promised you wouldn't say anything bad on the beloved Big Daddy Magic birthday about AJ.
Why is that bad?
I don't want him at BYU.
Why? You love BYU now. Remember, you're a huge BYU fan.
For about 4 more months.
Okay. All right. What do you want for your birthday?
Something to wear. And thank you for getting me out of this jam, Timothy.
Who did you bet? What jam? What do you mean?
I betted everybody that you'd get me a present. I betted my rent, money. I betted everything. I'm going to WrestleMania. Somebody has to buy me dinner. Everybody said he wouldn't do it. I say, he's a nice guy. He might look like Herman Goering, but he's a really, really nice guy. Next time you and Mrs. Monty.
What about a puffy vest?
I'm taking you out to eat anything you want on the dollar.
You said I look like a Nazi war criminal?
No.
Well, who the fuck is Herman Goering, dude?
You like Russell Crowe, and I hate that guy. He's on my list of people I don't like.
Bro.
Wait a minute. You just called me a Nazi war criminal.
No, I didn't.
Who the fuck do you think Herman Goering is?
No, because Russell Crowe was Herman Goering.
Nazis.
And you like Russell Crowe.
I do like Russell Crowe. Gladiator is one of the best movies of all time.
If you say so.
Okay.
All right. Not helping yourself here, bro.
Thank you for getting me out of a jam. And everybody. And James, thank you. I'll get you a present on May 12th.
I don't want a present.
No, James. Oh, you're getting the present. You're going to love this. Your smoke show wife couldn't even get you this present.
Okay. All right. Well, I just wanted to call and say happy birthday. And
hey, thank you. And I'm never doing this again.
Yeah.
You don't owe me a thing. This is the third best day I've ever had on the Monty Show.
Oh, a third best day. Okay. All right. Well, you want to message me your address so I can send you the gift?
Yeah.
And by the way, I would Lopes fan Gabe wants to know what the pregnancy situation is with Mamacita.
She wasn't pregnant. She dared me to say, and I did. Oh, and can I do a shout out to 2 lovely girls?
No, you can't.
No,
I'm nobody's bitch. No, you're not. No. Oh wait, bad connection. Bad connection. Oh,
the internet went out. That was
man. Wow. Bad connection, Monty.
Damn, here at the Nuremberg trials, I thought we had better internet connection.
Yeah, so Monty, how are the Nuremberg trials to you? I mean, did you have a good interview or how was
just
it?
Called me a Nazi war criminal. Herman Goering. What?
I'm just saying.
It's not funny, Mike. Well, it is kind of funny. Dick Hammer, IBE Daddy. Oh, okay. Okay. BDM is going to send Monty a plaster cast. Don't. Listen.
Bro.
Yummy.
The guy never ceases to amaze. And when you call him, he's excited to be on the show. Remember, we've called Oak State James. No, I don't want to be on the show. No.
I'm charting. I can't do this today.
No. Monty getting his kill pill ready, dude. Seriously. God, where do you come up with this stuff? Herman Goering. You couldn't pull somebody other than Herman Goering? That's outrageous.
Yeah.
That's outrageous. All right. So it turns out, yes, the Mamacita pregnancy thing was a scam.
What?
So, You give what you get. BDM can't change his name. It's a staple. He's always going to be Big Daddy Magic on
The
the
lie
show.
detector test determined that was a lie.
You know, original Sammy Sam says hello. Hello. Yeah. Anyway, good to see Big Daddy Magic. I appreciate BDM. I appreciate everything he does. No, I'm not putting BDM on weekly. That's not happening.
Well, look, I mean, other people are saying that Mikkel is saying you guys need a call-in show once in a while, pure comedy. No.
I have no desire to take the comment section alone. What we get out of the comment section on this show is pure gold.
Yeah.
It's pure gold.
Yeah.
And as much as I like my guy, Big Daddy Magic, nobody is going to beat his call-ins here. You know it, and I know it.
Yeah.
So yeah.
It's facts. It's facts.
I'm stuck on the Herman Goering thing.
Yeah, I mean, I'd be stuck on someone calling me a Nazi too. I mean, that's probably not a great look.
On top of that, he called me fat.
Yeah, I mean, he essentially said you couldn't be Maximus because you were too fat. That's what he said without saying it.
It's not very nice.
Yeah,
It's not very nice at all.
Yeah.
It is. You know what, bro?
Bruh.
The guy is what the guy is. And I'm not hating on Big Daddy Magic. It's his birthday. I think he says Magic. Big Daddy Magic. I'm not hating on the guy. It is what it is. It is what it is. Anyway.
Yeah.
Anyway. Herman did lose a ton of weight while waiting on trial. He called me fat, and it hurts.
Yeah.
Whoa. If Stadium Guy James could call in, it would take up to 100 minutes. He won't, though. He's too scared. Don't do a call-in show. You'll regret it. I'll regret it for sure. How jealous is Oak State James that you don't call him? We tried, and he refused to take our call. No sports talk wants to have conversations anymore. No, we don't.
Nope.
Not
a sports talk show, just a BDM show. That's it.
That's it. If I called in, I would ask Monty what I should order at Mr. Chow's. Well, how do I know what you should order at Mr. Chow's? I'm just, yeah. We can't have a call-in show. James will have the lines taken up with his burner phones. True. Jake said, I love you, James, on the phone. That was the last call. I think it was.
Yeah.
Yeah,
it was.
The Monty Show is the best because of Monty. Well, thank you.
Morty.
I know I'm fat and everything.
And Mormon and dying, but,
It's fine. All right. Let's come back on the Monty Show presented by the Advocates at theadvocates.com. But where does he come up with so you've seen the movie?
Who knows? Who the hell
We'll
knows?
come back. Let's talk about the Pro Bowl, how bad was the Pro Bowl last night after this from the Advocates?
When you've been injured in an accident, one thing leads to another. Your injury leads to treatment. Treatment leads to hospital bills. Bills lead to debt. Debt leads to stress. The Advocates can help relieve that stress. Having an advocate attorney on your side leads to faster resolutions, fair outcomes, and a peaceful recovery for you. You deserve an advocate.
You also deserve clear, risk-free advice 24/7, 365 from the Advocates at theadvocates.com, where you never pay a penny out of pocket. Never. You've been in a car accident. I'm telling you, with all the crazy weather we've had on the roads, please slow down. And I know now we're getting warming and cold and freezing and warming, and slow down. Take your time. The Advocates remind you to take those distractions out of the way, put down your cell phones, concentrate on the road. And if the worst happens, get the best at theadvocates.com. They're ready to serve you. You never pay out of pocket. There's no consultation fees, no retainers. You have nothing to lose by going to theadvocates.com. And if it's a car accident, if it's a slip and fall, if you got in an accident in an Uber, that's been coming out of the woodwork recently. These rideshare drivers causing accidents. The Advocates are ready to fight for you. They can help you with those rideshare accidents, those tractor trailer accidents at theadvocates.com, where you get clear, risk-free advice. Brandon Butler, NBA trades. The Bulls actually are making smart decisions. I had to check for an asteroid on the way to Earth. Yes, this is true. This is true. We'll get into NBA trades coming up in 30 minutes, but I do want to get to this Pro Bowl thing. And I've tried. I really have tried, right? But we've got the Super Bowl coming up on Sunday. I'm actually getting more excited. Are you at all excited for the bowl that is Super, Jake?
Yeah, I think it's going to be a good game. I do. I'm excited about it. I think it's going to be. Everyone's got the Seahawks in this game, and I think that's a mistake. I think it's a much closer game than people think. I think that the Seahawks defensively are not a defense that likes to load the box. They like to play shell coverage, keep everything in front of them.
Load the box.
They like to, dare you to throw it 3-4 yards down the field, tackle you, and then let's line it up again. That's the kind of defense they like to play, which again has worked really well for them. I'm not saying that, I'm not criticizing them for that, but my point is that the Patriots are a team that is gritty and tough and willing to fight that fight with you. They're willing to say, okay, cool, we'll take the check down, but we're counting on our guy to win that matchup. And that to me is why this game will be closer. I think the Patriots will get more first downs than the Seahawks are probably expecting, and that will keep this game much closer than I think the boys in Vegas are, alluding to.
We'll have a full preview for you on Thursday, but we got to talk about the Pro Bowl. This should not happen. You got to stop with the Pro Bowl. This is rock bottom. I don't know. How do you explain this right here? This is the Pro Bowl field from last night. This is where they played the Pro Bowl. In a convention center, they played flag football. And it sucked. I'm going to be honest with you. I tried to watch a little bit of it. My lovely wife and I were kind of chilling in the crib and just, she's making beautiful mashed potatoes. I'm making incredible love, just all the stuff that I do. The Pro Bowl is a 0. It's a 0. I feel like this is embarrassing to the NFL. Jake, am I making too much out of that?
No, mainly because I didn't watch it at all, even a little bit. I saw
you
some
didn't
of the
watch
clips.
1 second of it.
Never turned it on. Saw a couple clips on Twitter, and that was it. I'm not even being a red ass. I'm being dead ass serious right now that I did not watch an ounce of the Pro Bowl. Wasn't interested. And it's not something that's on my radar. There was many other things on last night, and I think that the issue here is that it's just not. You're telling me everything I need to know by putting it on a Tuesday night. You're not investing in this product. You're doing it for as cheap as you possibly can. You are not making it a spectacle. You are a multi-billion-dollar business every single year, and this is what you're giving us for the Pro Bowl. Why am I going to watch it? Why? What are you giving me? What reason do I have? Do you really think that I care about a flag football game or watching, these linemen or whatever move plates together? Or it just is. No, dude, I'm not here for it. I'm not. Nobody cares. I don't care. Nobody cares. And I don't think that you should have a Pro Bowl. I think you're trying too hard with this. I think that it should just be, the whole, hey, he's a Pro Bowler thing. Yeah, that should just be reserved for the best players in the league. Hey, you're a Pro Bowler, man. Your stats say you're one of the best players in the league at your position. Great. Awesome. Give him a bonus. I'd rather the league just cut guys checks and make it a thing that way, honestly, because this is I agree is embarrassing for the NFL.
I think this is terrible. I hate it. I hate everything about it. It's not NFL football.
I don't even know why they feel an obligation to it. Why do you feel obliged to continue to do this? What's the thought? Honestly, with what you're putting on, you're literally doing this in an IPF, idea. Bro. You're doing this in an IPF. What are we doing? I don't get it.
I have no idea either. How was PACA last night? I watched when he scored a touchdown. Randy Riding, I tuned in for the Pro Bowl, worst 45 seconds of my life. Whoever came up with that disaster should be jobless this morning. It was horrible.
Yeah.
And the visual, Randy, I agree. Like, it's weird. You're playing it in an office.
Yeah.
It looks like you cleared out the cubicles and you guys are playing flag football in the office. And it doesn't even matter to me like that you're on a football field and it's the greatest athletes. I don't care. It sucked. I don't want an all-star game. If you want to have a skills competition or maybe, do we need a full flag football game?
No.
We don't need a full flag football game. I just am. Dame forgot the Pro Bowl was last night. What do you mean?
Damn.
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 Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. I mean, I think if we're, if we're going up the alley of what should they do to fix it, well, I think you need to play it in a full-fledged stadium. Don't care if it looks half empty. That's your problem, not mine. Right? Because that's why they're doing this. They're doing this in an office building because they don't want it to look empty. They don't want to have the appearance that nobody gives a damn, mainly because nobody gives a damn. And so what they've done is they've said, okay, cool, we're gonna, we're gonna do it in an indoor facility that doesn't have seating, and we're just gonna make it a purely TV broadcast thing, and media will be there. This is not a fan engagement opportunity for us, and that's why they're doing it that way. And so then it's like, okay, well, we're not obviously like there's no like for years with the Pro Bowl, I would have loved to have seen a kicking competition. Give me a kicking competition, punting, kicking. Give me these guys doing things that puts their full athleticism on display. That's what I'm talking about. And listen, it's optional. If you don't want to be a part of it, cool. That's fine. Like it is what it is, man. You don't want to be a part of it. I totally get it, but you still have to show up. You still got to be present, But I just think that they got to find a way to either do away with this or come up with something that is on a football field. I know that's a lot to ask. Do it on a football field and do it at an iconic venue. At least then we have something to look at, right? Like do it somewhere where people will actually be like, yeah, this is awesome, dude. That's why the Hawaii thing worked for so many years, because everyone was like, oh, you're a Pro Bowler. You're in Hawaii. Like, this is awesome. Like, margaritas and warm weather and football. Like, it made sense.
Yeah, I'm not interested in it at all. I thought it was terrible. I would rather watch the players compete in a cornhole tournament.
I would rather watch all these Pro Bowl guys compete in a golf tournament than what was on the TV last night.
Why don't we? I agree, Brandon. Just eliminate it.
Yeah.
Right? Like, I don't understand. I don't get it. NHL and NBA need a 4 nations 2-week tournament in the middle of the season. And the hockey thing was great. I think the Olympic tournament for the NHL is going to be a boom. It'll bring a lot of people back to hockey. Yeah. Okay, what would you guys think to do to make it better? End it.
End it.
It's football. It doesn't need a Pro Bowl. It doesn't need a Pro Bowl.
And maybe that's the thing. Maybe you do away with the Pro Bowl nomenclature too. Like he's a Pro Bowler. Change that. Hey, he's an all-star. He's a whatever the name is going to be that you come up with. Give that a new label, right? Like MLB's got Gold Glover, all-star, like that. Like you can come up with something that works better.
And I don't understand why we stopped doing it the Saturday before the Super Bowl.
Again, why are we doing it on a Tuesday? You're telling me everything I need to know.
Yeah, I don't understand. Take it from a 50-year-old college football player. This game is not the same as it was. Name the guys to the Pro Bowl, have a skills comp, and go home. Stop the weak-ass touch football. 100%. 100%. Yeah, they did have fans there. They did.
Guys, hey guys, you never watch it live. You wait till the next day and you watch the best clips on YouTube.
Present. Okay. I mean,
nice stray there, dude. Good job.
Yeah, it should just be a title, not no game played. I think fans would show up for that. I think they would too. Isn't the NFL Combine where they put the athleticism on display?
Yes.
I would listen, if you want to do, I wouldn't mind. Remember when they used to do Battle of the Network Stars? Or you would have a weightlifting competition. Like you would have, and if like do what you want to do, there's just no reason.
And I tend to agree. The Pro Bowl being before the Super Bowl never made sense to me. The Super Bowl is the pinnacle of the game. Nothing else should be happening leading up to it. And then the Pro Bowl should be after that, where you do like NFL awards, Hall of Fame.
Well, it used to be after. It used to be after the Pro Bowl. It used to be after the Super Bowl. The next week in Hawaii, none of the guys that played in the Super Bowl would ever go.
Well, then it needs to be a mandate or something. I don't know, bro.
Yeah, I just don't. There's no reason to try and force it. There's no reason to try and force it. Is the NFL broken? I guess.
No.
I don't think the NFL's broken.
The NFL is the furthest thing you could be from broken.
But this Anthony Weaver bite yesterday, right? Like we need more of the Anthony Weaver energy.
Like I'm old school. I may sit up here, I'm a nice guy, I smile, I do all those things, but all of our problems that we need to solve can be solved through violence. Yeah, they want to legislate it out of the game, but we play defensive football. And in defensive football, at some point, you draw a line in the sand and you say, I'm going to set the edge. I'm going to stick my helmet under this guy's chin, and I'm going to set the edge. I'm going to violently take the ball away. And that's what we need to do. With a steely-eyed focus, with resolve, with resiliency, and we're going to stop people. And I'm determined, we're all determined for that to happen.
Dude is fired up.
Yes. Yes.
That's what the NFL needs. I think we have gotten too soft, and I understand the CTE thing, but we need more of it. Yes, Battle of the Network Stars with Farrah Fawcett. Yes. Larry Allen. Oh, yes. Remember that? Larry Allen with the bench press. Oh, my God. Yes. Amy. Name players to an all NFL team for the recognition, but no event. Well, all pro already exists, but yeah, I see what you're saying. The Pro Bowl is the kryptonite for the NFL. It's about the only thing that they cannot turn into a ratings bonanza. Is it as bad as the NBA All-Star game? No. I'm not watching either one. I'm not. It's about the only thing that they cannot turn into a ratings bonanza. The NFL draft gets better numbers than some playoff games of sports. I love, bros, and we've talked about this. I love the NFL draft.
And why is
78 days.
Why is that?
Because the Chicago Bears got our franchise quarterback.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Hey, Clay Matthews, take a hike, bud.
I'm here for it.
No, but really, the NFL draft, everyone loves the draft because it's a spectacle. It's
correct.
In prime time, and it matters. Who you draft matters. That's their biggest fight in this situation for the Pro Bowl. None of what you're doing matters. It doesn't, there's no consequence to it. At least in Major League Baseball, it's a spectacle to watch a guy hit a ball 450 feet, right?
Yes,
we love watching. That's something you don't see every day, and it's a joy to watch, in like NASCAR, right? Or Formula One, right? You have a race, you have your All-Star weekend, you have a race, the race still matters, you can still get points, but there's a lot more festivities around it. There's other things that you do. There's, they just have events inside of that weekend and they make it a long weekend. Okay, I can get down with that kind of format. That's cool. Because again, at least it still matters. And then with the NBA, the thing with the NBA is that it's culturally a little bit different. NBA basketball it's okay that it doesn't mean as much because basketball is a sport that's incredibly attainable. You can go to the park and play basketball.
Agree with that. Agree.
Watching dudes hoop and having fun and stuff is actually enjoyable to watch when they're actually trying. But the dunk contest is a sham right now. We're not going to get Mac McClung this year. He's not in it. The problem is guys like Braun and the usual suspects are also not in it. So now we're left
and rarely are.
And rarely are. Rarely are. Right?
You've got a G League player winning the dunk contest.
Cool, dude. That's the problem, man. So, but at least in the NBA, I can sit here and I can say, okay, cool. The NBA Finals floor thing. How did you mess that up, dude? Put the floor back to the way it was. It's not that difficult, how did you mess up in the All-Star game the
idea.
East-West jersey and having one team wear their dark colorway and the other team wearing the light colorway, and each player is wearing their team's individual jersey. How did you mess that up, dude? It's not that hard, right? Like come on. Like, this isn't difficult.
Do a skills competition only with decent money behind it. The Hawaii skills comp with Marino, Montana, DeBerg back in the day, throwing classic. Sprints with Seahorn, money, yes. Yeah, I don't mind that. I don't. You know, the draft lottery is about the only part of the NBA draft that is interesting. They should have, oh boy, here we go. They should have an NBA eating contest during All-Star Week, starting with Harden, Zion, and Luka.
Dude, did you guys see that a strip club in Cleveland already has a sign up for James Harden? Did you see that? Incredible.
Do we view strip clubs as taboo? Like, is it? Because I saw that. Do you?
No, it's not that it's taboo. It's that James Harden has a reputation for taking his ass to the club so he can get a 50 piece. And yeah, so he can get.
Remember,
a 50
we saw
piece.
him at Twin Peaks with his beautiful car and.
Yeah, James Harden wants to take his ass to the club. He wants to get a 50 piece. He wants to look at some ass, and then he wants to go home and sleep and then try again tomorrow night. That's how he got fat. And then he stopped doing that, and all of a sudden it's like, oh, well, now I'm an all-star again, and I'm back in shape, and I put the fat suit back in the closet, and, you know, I'm actually like being an adult about the process, you know? So it's just, I don't know, man. I'm telling you, some of these guys are not cut out for it. Harden, Ja Morant, Zion. Like, hey, Zion, why don't you go back and why don't you figure out the next issue you're going to cause with Mariah Mills, dude?
Zion.
Like, why don't you go figure out how you can wreck your life off the court a little more, dude? It's not that hard, bro. You're an NBA player. You're like listening to Henry Ruggs talk about the Corvette incident and what he learned out of that during media day at Super Bowl week is incredible. Just sitting there, him talking about it is like, dude, what were you thinking? I'll never understand it with these guys. You get paid millions of dollars to play a child's game and you can't figure it out. It's wild to me.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. The answer is I don't know. And I thought it was more interesting. Wasn't like Devontae Smith and Henry Ruggs, they were like best friends. That was a couple of weeks ago now, though, right? Or last week, where Devontae Smith was talking about how crushing the Henry Ruggs situation was. I just, that's the hard part.
Yeah.
That's the hard part, right? My question is, when did Henry Ruggs get out of jail?
I think that he had been released, and I do believe, I'd have to look. I think he's still on probation, but he is out. I think that came out like Q3. I think he got out. I think.
No.
Yeah.
Is that right?
I think before the end of this past year, he got out.
I don't think is he out yet? I don't know. I'd have to look at that. I don't think he's out yet, is he?
I thought there's a clip of him going around talking at the Super Bowl. Like,
interesting. I thought he was going to be, it would be this fall is what I thought. Interesting. I don't know.
I don't know. Maybe he got some kind of waiver or something. I don't know.
I know, that's interesting. I'd be interested to see was he really, he's at the Super Bowl?
There was a clip going around of him talking about the crash. Yeah. Yeah, I saw it yesterday.
He was, didn't he do like a 1 day, but that was last summer. He did that 1 day. I don't know. I don't want to speak out of turn. I think he did that 1 day release thing where he apologized to the family, and I don't know. Henry Ruggs, I think Henry Ruggs is going to play in the NFL again. I mean, if he does get out, that would, yeah, here's the clip of him. Here.
Yeah, man.
That's crazy. I don't know when that's from. I don't know when that's from that he, because I don't think he's out of jail yet. I think that's We'd have to see when he's out of jail. But, oh, yeah. He's speaking at a Hope for Prisoners event in Las Vegas. That was in that's what this is. Yeah, because it's the banner that says I have hope. Yeah, this is from the summer. I thought we played this past summer. Didn't we play this clip this past summer?
No, I've never seen that clip before.
Yeah, it's crazy. Henry Ruggs. So that's what I thought. Henry Ruggs was released for one day to speak at a Hope for Prisoners event. I'm pretty sure is what it's called. That's what the banner. We should try and get that at some point. But it's wild to hear him talk about everything he feels like he lost.
Yeah.
It's really tough listening to that. It's really, really tough listening to that. So, no, Donnie didn't pardon him. He did not. Let's see. Harden to the Cavs is a terrible idea. Guess the Cavs don't want to go to the finals. I disagree. All right, let's get into NBA trades. Because then we got to talk about this Savannah Guthrie update, which is crazy. James Harden. Did he demand a trade? That sounds strong. I think that he and the Clippers knew they had to end that thing. Do you think he demanded a trade, Jake?
Yeah, I do. I think that he asked to be traded for sure. They were playing well. No, logically you wouldn't trade him. They had it working well. They were winning games. Got off to a slow start, completely turned it around. Kawhi's healthy. He's healthy. They were playing well. So I think he asked out.
I think this was needed for the Clippers with the tree planting scandal and all of that whole thing. I think this was needed for the Clippers. Kawhi's actually playing very good basketball right now. And I think this actually worked out very well for the Cleveland Cavaliers. I think there's no question that it's very easy to sit here and make fun of James Harden. And I totally agree that that's something that most people would do. And I agree that is probably justified, right? I would think we would all agree with that. But
yeah,
I also think that this is one of those situations where just looking at James Harden's numbers, James will score you points in the playoffs. It just won't be in Game 7. And I think this is a big move. And I think this might be the first time where he's not going to be counted on to be the guy.
Right.
Yeah. Right. Do you like the trade? Do you hate the trade? What are your thoughts on it?
I think that the trade is I agree Darius Garland wasn't available enough. That's the primary objective with this trade is that you're trying to get a guy who's a little more available, maybe a little more veteran, trying to get a guy that Donnie can work with a little more to further your cause into the playoffs. I think that James Harden's biggest issue is as a playoff performer, he's been inconsistent. There's just no way around that. And I think that the 0 for 27 3-point shooting against the Warriors that one year is the pinnacle of that. And, I think that James Harden is a guy who's bounced around, man. I hesitate to say that every single time it's been on him or like that he's a malcontent, because I don't necessarily think that that's true. But I do think that one way or the other, he has always found a way to bounce around. And so this stop in Cleveland, I think this stop, I maintain, will be decided by what they do in the summer. I maintain that this is just the first of several acquisitions. They're going to go and get LeBron, in my opinion, and they're going to do LeBron, James Harden, and Donovan Mitchell. And then they are going to have to get rid of one of the bigs. So probably Evan Mobley, or, you're going to have to give up one of your bigger asset role players to do that. And, then from there, it's going to be like, all right, LeBron's going to ride off into the sunset. Harden's going to try to get his championship with LeBron and Donnie, and maybe Donnie can get his first championship. So it kind of works for all of those guys together. I don't agree that they're going to go out and try to get Giannis to pair with Harden.
No.
I think that that's too much. I think
that
Giannis
failed.
Yeah, I think that Giannis wants to go to Golden State, maybe the Lakers, but I think Golden State's a better opportunity at this time, given that LeBron is leaving that team. And, I just think that it has the opportunity for them to be in the Eastern semis, maybe. But I don't think that Harden and Donnie on their own is a Eastern Conference Finals team.
Yeah, I actually disagree. I think that it's not on their own. I think that Evan Mobley and Jared Allen play a big role. If Jared Allen stays healthy, I'm here for it. Water is wet. Chris Paul gets hurt, and James Harden chokes on his strip club nuggies while in the playoffs. Don't disagree.
Yeah.
Don't disagree. What was your thought on the Triple J to the Jazz? Does that count as big game hunting? I think it does. The question I have is, why burn the salary cap now? Well, because what essentially happened is you traded multiple dudes for a veteran, and you gave up 2 first-round picks or whatever they wound up giving up in that deal. And my feeling is that this was a move to solidify next season. And when you get Jock Lawndale and Vince Williams, those are nice complementary pieces, but they're experienced. Walter Clayton, Kyle Anderson, Taylor Hendricks, you completely wasted. Didn't develop them at all. And George Niang's here and gone again, right? And you sent 2 or 3 three first-round picks.
Yeah.
To get Jaren Jackson Jr. Top 4 protected first from the Lakers. Most valuable first of Cleveland, Minnesota, or Utah in 2027. More valuable first Orlando or Phoenix in 2026. Top 2 protected swap with Orlando in 2029. Like, those are the picks you swapped. And you get a bunch of second-round picks in there. Like, the draft compensation doesn't matter at this point. You want Jaren Jackson at the 4, Walker Kessler at the 5, and Lauri Markkanen at the 3.
Mm-hmm.
You're a much bigger starting 5 now with Ace Bailey. I'm a little surprised Keontae George is the starting point guard of the future, or is he? I don't know. But they've not been kind to Keontae George, in my opinion.
Yeah, well, I think his development this year changed his trajectory in their opinion of him, right? Yeah. I mean, he's turned into a much better player this year, and I think
he is a much better player this year.
Yeah, I think that his ability to go get a basket, I think, is what I think that's what kind of gave them that confidence, and I enjoyed Keontae's game before this year got here, but he did have some deficiencies, no question about it. And
he's a young player, though.
He is. But if you're gonna make a move, your question of like, when do you make the move? Well, Keontae developing helps you make the move, right? Keontae developing allows you to say, okay, cool. Well, we're gonna have because it's very clear what they're gonna do here. They're gonna have Keontae at the 1, they're gonna have Ace Bailey at the 2, Lauri's gonna be at the 3. Jay's going to be at the 4, and Walker's going to be at the 5. And they want to run a really big front court with those 3 guys, 3, 6'10", 7-footer kind of guys,
right?
At the 3, 4, and 5. And then you're going to have 2 guys in Ace Bailey and Keontae who are
just kids. They're kids.
They're kids. Yeah.
Ace Bailey's he's 19 years old.
Yeah. Rookie season. Next year will be his sophomore year. So, but people like him.
And what is Keontae, 21, 22?
Yeah. And this is his 3rd year, I believe.
Yeah.
So, I mean, look, I like this deal. I like the deal.
I like this deal a lot.
I have not enjoyed the Jazz and their decision-making up to this point, But again, the nomenclature, the brand of the show is the truth in sports talk. And the truth about this deal is it is a good deal. It's the right move. I do think it addresses the issue of, hey, free agents aren't coming to Salt Lake. Well, this guy wasn't a free agent. You went and traded for this guy. And I think that
I would agree.
You wouldn't make this deal if Jaren Jackson Jr. was not on the same page as you and what you were looking for. And I do think that people are severely discounting the malcontent known as Ja Morant. I think Ja Morant is a guy who causes issues in your locker room. He is such a try-hard guy on the floor that he's just not ready to play a brand of NBA basketball that can lend itself to the playoffs. He's just not that guy. He's a one and done playoff guy every single year. That's what you've seen about him. And there's a reason for that. So if Jaren Jackson Jr. can go to the Jazz, get into a system under Will Hardy and actually like play team basketball and stuff, that's probably better for him. And he's still going to get paid, obviously. So for him, I just think it's a win for the Jazz. It's a win for Jaren Jackson. And yeah, it solidifies your young talent and your big contract talent, Laurie. And that to me is also a win for the Jazz.
Well, I think the Cleveland deals with Schroeder and Harden make a huge difference. I think the fact that I am a little surprised that they flipped DeAndre Hunter so fast, but now you understand why, because they had this other deal working. I think it's going to be interesting to see what the Bulls do now, because you moved, obviously, Nikola Vucevic went to Boston, as you've probably all heard. Anthony Simons is a nice pickup. I mean,
Yep.
I don't hate that deal, but we'll see. This can't be it. This can't be it. And I'd be really surprised, because the trade deadline's tomorrow. And we still have not seen. I have to believe Giannis gets traded. I don't think LeBron's getting traded. I have to think Giannis gets traded. Right? Or, how do you keep him at
Bron's
this point?
not getting traded. Bron's not getting traded. He is going to be a summer free agent. That's how he'll do it. He will go on a 1-year deal to Cleveland, and he will retire. That to me is the play. You're going to get out of LA. LA's going to get out of you. You're going to go to Cleveland, 1-year deal, ride off into the sunset. You're going to play with Harden and Donnie and the rest of those guys. And, hey, if Cleveland, if Cleveland wants to add, wants to improve some of those role players maybe, or wants to, improve some of that. Okay. I can see that, but you're pretty committed cap wise, right? With Harden, Donnie, and LeBron on the same cap, you're pretty committed, because LeBron's going to be a 50-a-year guy. So, I just think that, look, Cleveland's taking their shot, man. And I respect him for it. Take your shot. If it doesn't work out, at least you tried. I would much rather see, I would much rather have teams like the Jazz and Cleveland and these teams trying to take the shot and miss versus not taking the shot at all. So look, if the play was get Harden, land LeBron this summer, and then, in 26, 27, go after a championship, dude, I'm all down for it, because the East is going to be wide open again. There's no doubt about that.
Well, I think and this is just my opinion, if we were right that the Jazz won't trade Walker Kessler, this is next year, they're going to be monsters. And if the trades for this year, if Jason Tatum does come back this year, which I think is still up in the air, I think there's a real good chance. That's the only reason you would trade for Vucevic. Why else would you trade for him?
Yeah.
It doesn't make a lot of sense to trade for Vucevic, give up Simons if you're not getting Tatum back. So, and I do agree. I don't think there's any chance LeBron gets dealt. I think Ja Morant's probably a fait accompli at this point. I think Giannis gets dealt. Anytime a team is like, well, we don't feel any pressure to trade him. That is Latin for give us better offers.
Yeah. Bro's packing his bag and they've got better offers coming in.
Yeah. Giannis in the offseason, in my opinion, when more teams have assets to open, I think you have to trade him now. Your price will go. My opinion is if you can trade Giannis to Golden State in a deal that nets you somebody like Draymond Green, and then you can scuttle him in the summer, and you have the chance to rebuild that Bucks roster, which is what they need to do. So,
yeah.
Mike Smith. Do you think they will continue with that kind of turnout pricing, or is it just because of what do you mean? So sounds like it's paying off for Smith, that with the idea he did not have to pay for the stadium. Well, I think he's getting handed a lot of money, but bro, have you guys ever tried to go to a Mammoth game? Like, the tickets are stupidly expensive. That is the number one thing that I hear hockey fans complain about in Salt Lake. And I I tried to tell people this. The Utah Mammoth are not for the casual fan. You're not taking your son and his friend to the Mammoth game or your 3 kids to the Mammoth game because crumble cookies are still stupidly expensive at the stadium.
Yes, they are.
I don't even know what the average price is, but you're several $100s for a family of 4 just on tickets.
Yeah.
So I think that is a very, what's the right way to say, steep hill to climb. You know.
Yep.
You know. I don't follow the NBA much, but it did seem like the Jazz would do pretty well with draft picks, and now they gave up 3 firsts. At some point, the Jazz have to fake like they're trying to win. At some point. And they have not been trying to win. And now this is a good deal. It's hard to criticize this deal, in my opinion.
Yeah, no, I completely agree. I think it's them jumping into an opportunity and saying, hey, like, you know, we like what we see here. You know, we're not going after LeBron. We're not going after like the top guy. We're going after an opportunity where Memphis is motivated. You know, they want to hit the reset button on their franchise and rebuild around you know, those guys. Okay, great. All right, so let's put a deal together around, you know, you know, they got to earn the Grizzly head, and you know, they've done that. So I just think it's a good deal. I like it. I think you should be, if everyone stays healthy, I think you're a borderline playoff team next year. I would agree with that.
Yeah, I agree. Don't lose the Kia there, Mayor. My season tickets went up by $6,000 from season 1 to season 2. Yeah, I'm out.
How do you stomach funding it, dude? Like
the cap sizzle. Yep, did this last weekend. Too darn expensive. That's what I'm saying. All right, before we get out of here, did you guys hear the update on Savannah Guthrie? This is terrible. This right here is the whole situation. I think we all agree. The whole Savannah Guthrie thing. And if you didn't hear, Savannah Guthrie's mother was kidnapped from her home. And now it looks like her sister and brother-in-law are involved. Law enforcement has seized Savannah's sister, Ann Guthrie's car, according to Ashley Banfield. She claims that her sources tell her that Annie's husband, Tommaso Cioni, is rumored to be the suspected kidnapper. FBI visited Annie Guthrie and her husband, who live 10 minutes away from Nancy Guthrie, the mother of Savannah, who was kidnapped. Annie and Tommaso were reportedly the last people to see Nancy alive. They dropped her off at home between 9:30 and 9:45 on January 31st. Reports say that Nancy's multiple Nest cameras were deliberately smashed and that the forced entry was through the back door, which was left wide open. The sheriff has also said that he felt like this was a targeted crime and the community is not in jeopardy. Oh, what is the outcome here? Because you're not kidnapping this woman to get her inheritance. You're asking for a ransom, allegedly. TMZ, did you guys hear yesterday that TMZ got a ransom note?
Yeah.
That they immediately turned over to authorities. This is rough. This is rough. This is, and if you're looking at this, I mean, if you're Savannah Guthrie and your mom's been kidnapped by your brother-in-law and your sister, allegedly, this is not good.
Yeah, I don't know what you do there. I'm not sure what the play is. I mean, I just, the whole ransom angle never really works out for anybody, yet we see people continuing to do it. And I don't really understand that.
How does this end well? I mean, the woman needs her medication. This doesn't end well.
No,
No way, shape, or form. This is a sad story all the way around. It's a tragic ending all the way around.
Yes, absolutely.
And I just don't know. I don't know how you fix this. There is no fixing it. There is no, because I don't think you can save this woman either, right? I don't think so.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know how you would. I think that, dude, I think that when you make the decision to kidnap someone and ask for ransom, there's only two outcomes. There's only one outcome, which is you're going to be apprehended, and it's your decision if you're apprehended dead or alive. And you're sitting here kidnapping someone, asking for ransom money. It's just silly to me. I don't know what you thought was going to happen. I don't know what you thought you were going to get paid all this money and just go off to Jamaica or something. Like, what did you're going to go to the Bahamas? Like, what were you thinking here? What was the play?
Bucket of Bullets is old. Do not like Kash Patel, but hope he and the FBI get this solved. Yeah, the FBI is involved. And then there's this story. Oh, did you guys hear this interview with Melinda Gates? Oh, I'm warning you, this is, God damn. That is, and for those of you who don't know, Bill Gates, in the latest drop of the Epstein files, is alleged to have contracted a sexually transmitted disease while still married to Melinda Gates. He allegedly contracts an STD and then is asking for medication to slip to Melinda Gates without her knowing to protect her from that STD. You're a billionaire, bro. What are you doing? We've talked about infidelity on this show in the past. I'll never understand it.
Yeah, he's burning his life to the ground, dude. He's making poor decisions, awful decisions, and he can come out today with these interviews that are starting to come out where he's talking about how it was a mistake and he regrets ever knowing. And save me, dude. Like, just miss me with the apologies and I made a mistake and all that nonsense, dude. I have no remorse or sympathy or empathy for any of these people.
No,
that are in these documents. I think that it's everybody, and I'm not biased towards Trump or Bill Clinton. I don't give a damn who it is. Like,
they're all
Donald
scumbags.
Trump, Donald Trump,
they're all
Bill Clinton,
scumbags.
Yeah, Bill Gates, like all these dudes who are in here, both in pictures and in the emails and in the document. Like, you're all terrible people, and you all thought that because you had all that money in the 90s and early 2000s that you could just do these heinous things. And I do hope that it's rare that I would ever wish ill will on someone, but if you're going to do that, you have it.
How do you not?
Yeah, you have it coming to you. And I think that it's really unfortunate that, Melinda Gates had to say, you know what, dude, you made really poor decisions, and we're at a pinnacle. Imagine that your wife comes to you after you've done what you did with Microsoft and you became a billionaire 100 times over, and she comes to you and she says, no, I'm not divorcing you because you're a deadbeat or that you didn't do a good enough job. No, I'm divorcing you because you were associates with Jeffrey Epstein. You cheated on me multiple times, and then you allegedly brought an STD home without telling me, and then you thought you could fix it by giving me medication without telling me. Like,
how do you even have that conversation?
Like, how selfish are you? How little value do you place on your wife as a human being?
I can't imagine having that conversation. Hey, I need to tell you something. Like, how do you even?
Yeah, sorry, honey. I just slipped and fell into this Russian girl the other week, and it turns out she was carrying. Okay.
I don't even know how you infidelity. And again, I still maintain this is why you should not watch pornography. I think pornography is a great destroyer of men. I I asked my wife last night, what is it about men that we are consumers of women? We can't talk about a woman without sexualizing her. We can't talk about a woman without joking about her sexually. Like, we can't talk about a woman without making observations about her look. I don't understand it. Yeah, you don't trip and fall into another human repeatedly by accident. Yeah. When you think the rules don't apply because you have tons of money. Yeah. Right. I'll never understand it. And I think guys don't want to get divorced because they don't want to give up the money.
Yeah, I just think guys like Bill Gates don't understand the fact that morality knows no financial limitation, and that being a quality person is required whether you're a gazillionaire or not. And that's the issue.
Stop with the infidelity, man. Like, you've got to stop cheating on people. You've got to stop with all this nonsense, man. It is absolutely brutal. So many dudes, like, you look at these Epstein files now and the reaches of power and the new names coming out and all the references to Donald Trump, all the references to all these powerful dudes. And they're all like, oh, no, what? No, me? I mean, you're talking about royalty that had to give up their crowns. You're talking about, and in the UK and Europe, this is humiliating and absolutely destroying people's lives, as it should. Here, it doesn't seem like it's that big of a deal. Like, you look at Elon Musk, and how do you not? You look at the Trump administration and just the number of his people that are in the Epstein report. And we're just going on like business as usual.
Oh, I don't know. I know that no one's been prosecuted yet, or like no one's been, there hasn't been actual punishment yet. But I have to say, I agree with the pundits on both sides of the aisle that are saying, Americans are starting to grow frustrated and are starting to get tired of, all of our political leaders are not just lying to us now. Now they're pedophiles, and we need to change that. And, it's difficult because I think that for so long, there wasn't this clear separation between like Republicans and MAGA, as an example, right? There wasn't like, they were kind of all lumped into a pile. But now I feel like we're at a point where the older generation, the Reagan, Bush Republican, is now saying, I'm a conservative, but I'm not for these ridiculous lies and these ridiculous behaviors. That's not what I'm about, and not what I voted for. And that to me spells the makings of, you're going to lose the midterms. You're going to lose. I don't know that the Republicans will ever lose the state of Texas, but just the fact that you lost a seat in Texas should be terrifying to you.
I think it is. I don't know how you don't lose the midterms at this point. And if the Republicans lose the midterm, we're going to have several years of chaos. I mean, I just think we are going to have several years of chaos. And it's just going to be, very difficult, man. I am not, maybe I'm cynical, you guys, and I don't mean to be a cynic. I don't believe anybody ever goes to jail for the Epstein files. I just don't. I think we have created this environment in this country, and we've allowed this environment to happen. And I think that's a critical point. We all have to take accountability for the fact that we played a role in the environment that currently exists in this country. We have zero accountability. We are, whether it's the president and all this stuff, we as a nation, we as American citizens, we are allowing what's happening in places like Minnesota, these democratic cities where ICE is absolutely ruining American citizens' lives. We're allowing that to happen. We are allowing the people listed in the Epstein files to go unprosecuted. We are allowing all of this debauchery and ridiculousness to happen. And I don't believe, and again, I'm sorry to be cynical, I don't believe any of these dudes will ever be prosecuted for what we found in the Epstein files.
Not under this administration. It will come back to them, though. I'm confident in that. It will. It will. And you know why it will? Because at some point, the Republicans won't have power, right? I mean, we see, if you look at our political history, it goes back and forth, right? Democrats are in power, Republicans are in power. And at some point, again, the Democrats will hold all three branches, right? Or all three phases, right? You know, executive branch, both houses in Congress. Like, eventually that's going to happen. And when that happens, depending on who's the president at the time, I do think you could see some vitriol come back. I do think that the next Democratic president will feel a responsibility on some level.
But Jake, look at the Second Amendment.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Look at Jeanine Pirro saying that you are not to bring guns into the district.
Yeah, well, I'm glad that that's her opinion, but that's not the law.
Yeah. I really hope that at some point, my fear is the Democrats will win the House and Senate, and then we're gonna go through this bullshit with impeachments and investigations.
It's them doing that.
I understand. It's retribution, and it's going to divide the country. And I agree. There needs to be accountability. Impeachment and investigations further divide us. And
I don't know, man. I know generally yes, but I don't know on this one, dude. I think everyone universally agrees that something should be done, and I'm not sure that it's. I'm not sure that it would. Are you going to hear people be pissed and say that this is just the usual like spin lines of like, oh, this is just a conspiracy or what? Like, yeah, we're always going to hear that. But the people who like actually take this conversation seriously are going to say, yeah, like there is going to be an impeachment for a number of reasons. And it's not just going to be for Epstein. You know, I think you're talking about a president that just signed a $2 trillion funding package after running Doge through that thing for the first 6 months. Like, which one is it, dude? Which way are we going? What kind of president are you going to be? Like, it's not a secret.
There's no way to disagree with that. There's no way to disagree with that. I think what I would love nothing more than to see just one person in these files go to prison for the rest of their life. Just one person. And I don't have a belief system that will happen. Because I honestly, even if you hate Donald Trump with all of your existence, the dude is going to, I think he's got not a long time left to live.
Once he's out of the office, it'll be inside of 5 years that he's in the ground, in my opinion.
My God. Inside of 5, dude, I don't know that he makes it to the end of his term with his health. But the point is, we just have created this atmosphere. We have to, as American citizens, we have to take back control. We've got this. Listen, I agree that we need to address immigration. Attacking American citizens on the street is wrong. Breaking into American citizens' homes is wrong. You're having ICE and Border Patrol break into people's homes and take their guns from them that they lawfully and legally own. That's wrong. Having Jeanine Pirro say you can't come into the district with a gun. Having the president say you can't bring guns to a protest. Well, if you've owned them lawfully and you're permitted to do so, why not? Because that doesn't work with their narrative. And you have destroyed the lives of the people of Minneapolis. And what are we going to do about that? Nothing. You look at the behavior and what happened to being a constitutionalist, a constitutional absolutionist. Where did all of that go? Where did all of that go? And we just sit here and it's really hard to believe in what we're seeing. Do you know bro, we ripped down half the White House. We're ripping down the Kennedy Center because nobody will buy tickets now because of the name change. So we're just going to tear it down. What do we do? And all of this, we have the president of the United States who is allegedly listed in those files over 1,000 times saying, well, the country just needs to move on to something else. No, we don't.
Nope.
What we need to do is come together as people, because politicians are never going to help us.
No, and that's why I'm telling you, I don't think it's definitive that we will be further divided with impeachment and that line of thinking. I think that there's a chance, and this is me believing in the greater good, I guess, but there's a chance to me that we will actually come together more through that, because I think that we all can universally agree that crimes against kids is not what we're doing here.
We are only in Minnesota because Donald Trump never won Minnesota.
Yep.
That's the only reason he sent Border Patrol and ICE there.
Yeah, it's why Kash Patel, Tulsi Gabbard, and Donald Trump are in a meeting yesterday with the folks who handle voting in Georgia. Right? That's the corruption is alive and well. So
yeah, I hope at some point we take it back. I think, I agree with that. I think Minnesotans and the leadership in Minnesota right now will be on the right side of history. It is. Yeah, I just don't believe that anybody will go to jail for what's in the Epstein files. Sadly, that's my opinion. I hope I'm wrong. I think more people will go to jail over this ICE Border Patrol stuff than they will over the Epstein file. I don't have any doubt about that. And if a year from now we have a House and Senate controlled by the Democrats, we are going to be wholly divided. We are going, and it's, I don't know, is that what needs to happen? We can't keep with the current leadership and doing which is nothing. Mike Johnson is an absolute zero. But I don't know. I could go on and on. I just think that we have to understand that politicians are not working for our families. Politicians are not working for us and our families and our kids and our grandkids and their kids. And we have to do something about that. We as Americans have allowed this to happen. We have to take it back. And I don't know that we will, but it is what it is. All right. The Monty Show, as always, presented by The Advocates at theadvocates.com. Appreciate all of you being here. Back tomorrow. Full Super Bowl preview tomorrow. I love the conversation. I'll be honest with you. The conversations about life are really important. So I appreciate you all partaking. Make sure you hit the like button on the way out the door. Until tomorrow, say goodbye, Jake.
Goodbye, Jake.